The following is a Nothing But Sports production. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Tallman, and it's Stephenville Yellowjacket time here at Nothing But Sports. But first, NBSP and our sponsors would like to say congratulations to you, the players and coaches participating in today's game. In the spirit of competition, we encourage you to play hard, play fair, and respect your opponent. You'll be cool if you do. Please take care of your game tape. 30 years from now, it might be the most valuable video you own. Before the battle begins, let's take a look at the teams, the athletes, and the coaches that are coming up in today's game.
Hello everyone, I'm Sean McQuinn for Nothing But Sports Productions. Today's game will be at Memorial Stadium in Stephenville for a District 6 4A game between the visiting Everman Bulldogs and the home team Stephenville Yellowjackets. The Yellowjackets come in with a season record of 3 wins against 0 losses. Offensively, the Yellowjackets average 207 yards rushing per game, 176 yards passing, for a total of 383 yards per game on offense, while scoring 28 points per game. Defensively, the Yellowjackets allow an average of 110 rushing yards per game and 67 passing yards per game, while only giving up 8 points per game on the season. Yellowjackets head coach Art Briles says this about his opponent, the Everman Bulldogs. He says they are confident and historically play Stephenville tough. They have a well-rounded ball club. On offense, we must maintain a consistent drive, controlling the line of scrimmage, make big plays, and make them count. Says his defense must shut the run down and force the pass, applying heavy pressure and solid coverage.
It looks to be an exciting battle between these two powerhouses coming up right here on NBSP. We'll be back in a moment with Nothing But Sports player profiles for a close-up look at the players and coaches. Stay with us.
Hi folks, this is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, and we're gearing up for another year of Stephenville sports. There's no better way to get to this year's games than in a new car or truck from Bruner Motors. Now's a good time to check out our prices on new Chevy half-ton pickups or Pontiac Sunfires, and we've got financing to fit almost any budget. So drop by this week at Bruner's on the South Loop. And don't forget to support the Stephenville Yellowjackets as they go for their 4th state championship.
Welcome back, everybody. Now let's take a personal look at NBSP scouting report and discover who's wearing the uniforms and what really makes them click and tick.
For the Yellowjackets, we have number 52, Matt Van Hattem. 6 foot, 230-pound senior who plays offensive line for Stephenville. Matt has lettered 2 years in football, receiving second-team All-District honors in 1998. He received the Troy Aikman Student of the Week Award and is in the National Honor Society. He enjoys riding ATVs and fishing. That's number 52, Matt Van Hattem, for the Stephenville Yellowjackets. For the Yellowjackets, we have number 61, Jay Doty. A 6'5", 260-pound senior, plays offensive line for Stephenville. He's a member of the National Honor Society. Jay is in the National History Honor Society as well. He enjoys hanging out with his friends and watching TV. That's number 61, Jay Doty. For the Yellowjackets, we have number 68, Nathan Wilson, 5'8", 200-pound senior who plays offensive line for Stephenville. He likes archery, enjoys riding ATVs, and likes to hunt and fish. That's number 68, Nathan Wilson. Number 97, Cal Gilson. 6'4" or 200 pounds. He plays outside linebacker, and he's a senior for Stephenville. Cal was selected for first team All-District and third team All-State in football in 1998. He was also selected for the second team All-District in basketball. He enjoys building, repairing, and working on different things. That's number 97, Cal Gilson. Now let's take a look at Robbie Tyndall. He's the defensive end coach for Stephenville. He's also coached at Hamlin, Midland Lee, Andrews, and Roscoe. He played high school football at Coahoma High School and played college at Abilene Christian University. His major in college was science, and some of his hobbies and interests include golf, fishing, and hunting. Some of his most memorable moments in his sports career as either a coach or a player, well, it was a player in 1977 playing on the national championship team, and as a coach last year in 1998, coaching Stephenville in the state championship game. That's Coach Robbie Tyndall, the defensive end coach for the Yellowjackets.
That concludes this week's NBSP scouting reports, and we'll be back in a moment on location with the big showdown. Stay with us. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Bruner Cadillac, driving elegance. By Bruner Buick, isn't it time for a real car? By Bruner Chevrolet. By Bruner GMC, do one thing, do it well. By Bruner Oldsmobile, start something. By Bruner Pontiac, driving excitement. For the Jackets, you'll see Jay Doty, Sterling Doty, Van Hattem, Collier, Keegans, Smithwick, Carpenter, and Sanatsky. Stephenville backs and receivers include O'Neill, Haney, Hunter, Douglas, Matkins, and Briles. You'll also see Bashaw, Walker, Avalos, Melton, Wooten, and Tate. Howell will be the deep snapper on punts, PATs, and field goals, while Petronas holds. Nelson and Virgin will be handling the place-kicking duties, and O'Neill will be punting for the Jackets. Defensively, you'll see Lee, Parks, Harmon, and Carroll, Howell, Harrison, Hodges, Gilbert, and Wilson. The linebacking crew consists of Monk, Harris, Gilson, Medina, Stone, and Silva. The secondary for the Jackets will consist of Scott, Feltz, Gunn, and Fanning. The Stephenville coaching staff includes Briles, Copeland, Edwards, Tyndall, Gillespie, and Dunn. Clements, Mitch Copeland, Montgomery, Bethia, Gilbert, and Lonergan.
Look at that Chevy Silverado. I could rule the pasture in that. And there's a new Sunfire. I could get some bovine babes with that. And how about that Montana? Big enough to get a hold of all my little doggies. With all these nice cars and trucks, you'd think this guy could find an easier way to ride to work.
Hey, watch it. A little bull goes a long ways. I'm Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors. Come see us on the South Loop in Stephenville.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, neighbors built their own electric utility to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve millions of homes and businesses. Customers large and small get state-of-the-art technology and affordable service. From the one-room schoolhouse to the communities and businesses of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy, the power of human connections. Brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy partner.
At Jake and Dorothy's Cafe, we're serving our third generation. The year was 1948. The same year LP records were introduced. Harry S. Truman was elected president, and Humphrey Bogart was packing them in with Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Jake and Dorothy Roach began offering high-quality food, prompt friendly service, and fair prices. This almost overnight success continues today under the direction of their daughter, Carrie Roach, who's proud to continue Jake and Dorothy's commitment to providing the best food, service, and price in the area. At Jake and Dorothy's, a little bit of history comes with every meal.
Jackets will be receiving as they are in the home dark blue, the navy blue with the dark headgear.
Hey, you can see their numbers pretty well, can't you?
Jerseys, yes, and pants. Everman in the purple top, purple pants with the white jerseys, gold and purple trim. And the Everman kicking game, back to the John Hollinger days, straight ahead toe punchers.
I saw that, man. That's great. That's Stephen Forbes style right there.
We'll see him at halftime.
Yeah,
back deep for the Jackets. They are in the Starburst return. Trey Feltz is the dealer with Hunter and Briles. No, Hunter and Gunn and Mackin's back deep. Toe punch will go to the far sideline. It will go to O'Neal. He will take it at the 10, come up to the 15, the 20, finds a sideline, goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Nice hands by O'Neal to catch a knuckling kick, if you will, on the far sideline to find some nice positive yardage. Jackets start 1st and 10, their own 24.
Well, and I guess the Everman coaching staff go, yeah, that starburst is a pretty good thing. We'll kick away from it, too. They obviously like it because they use it as well. That's a good return by Toby, as you said, a great catch.
Bank of America first quarter. Glad to have you along for Yellow Jacket football. John Hollinger, Boots Elliott, and Steve Ross on the sideline. Statistician Jake Hobb under the weather, but the Troopers here tonight.
Amen.
Johnny, you feeling a little bad yourself?
Oh, no, I'm good to go. It's game time, baby.
Jackets will send 4 to the near side in wingback situation. Briles in shotgun, rolling that way. Will think about tucking it. He does. 25, makes a move, gets out to the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and a late hit, and here come the flags. 31-yard line is where Briles was knocked out of bounds. It would have been a gain of about 5 to 6 yards, but tack 15 more on top of that.
And looked like Mike West, Boots, was the culprit on that, number 84. And
might want to mention who he is. He is the one that has taken the place of number 40, Reggie Robinson, who we talked about before the game, defensive end, who's being replaced tonight because of his injury.
Well, and, you know, that's one of those deals where, you know, they're all jacked up, and you say, well, you know, you just got a little carried away, might not have known where the sideline was. Nah, I don't think that excuse is going to work because he was in the middle of Stephenville players when he hit Briles.
Ball we moved all the way out to the 46-yard line. The personal foul against Everman gives the Jackets a first down. 1st and 10 at the 46 at the 11:46. Opening drive of the ball game.
Oh, that's a big penalty on the opening play there. You let your opponent way out of in territory where they have to be. That, by the way, that play was well blocked by the offensive line, and you just almost knew Kendal was going to run when he saw all that daylight.
Trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Briles in shotgun, setting up, throwing across the middle, has a receiver. It's Bashaw, and he is held, Avalos, excuse me, he is held on the play. Flags come down, not able to make the catch, but we will get the penalty for interference. And there's something we saw from Kendal Briles, Johnny, with a lot of steam on a ball across the middle. Maybe just a touch too much over the head of Avalos, but it was close enough when the contact was made. The officials ruled you got to give him a chance to go up and make the catch.
Well, free safety Dominic Williams in to make that, and he definitely pulled Avalos off of the opportunity to at least have a shot at it. I'm with you. The ball was a little high on the throw. But, yeah, you got to give the offensive guy at least a chance at the ball.
So back-to-back penalties have given the Jackets a first down at the Everman 39-yard line. Same formation, twins to the near side, trips to the far side. Briles is in shotgun as he looks to his pop on the sideline to signal in the play. Now Kendal will audibilize at the line. Taking the snap in shotgun, low but handled. He moves to the far side, in some trouble, cuts up, great move, 40, 35, lots of running room, 25, 20, 15, 10, coming to the sideline, 5, goes across, touchdown, Kendal Briles. What a great move at the 2-yard line to escape the tackler and score. He goes 39 yards and Stephenville strikes first at the 11:31 mark of the Bank of America first quarter. 6-0 Jackets, PAT upcoming.
Well, they lost containment right at the line of scrimmage, Boots, and a great kick-out block. I think it was Keggins that got it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but when he saw that line of scrimmage break, I mean, he was never in doubt of being touched until he got down to about the 3-yard line.
Here's where the Jackets had some trouble last week. Eben Nelson in to kick the extra point. Snap back, hold down, kick. On the way, it is up, and it is good with 11:31 to go in the Bank of America first quarter. Stephenville 7, Everman being kicked off 2 for their first possession. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory. Deal has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Steele and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
One of the quicker first scores of a ball game for Stephenville this year, I believe 29 seconds to be exact. Johnny, that scoring drive?
Well, we're going to call it 3 plays.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe 2. There's a couple of penalties involved in there. 76 yards, took 29 seconds. Briles caps it on the 39-yard run. Nelson with the PAT makes it good. 7-0. That scoring drive brought to you by Loopy's on the South Loop. Hey, and with that first score, a generous donation will be made to the Erath County Meals on Wheels by Scott Osmond, attorney at law.
Virgin with a kick, high pooch kick to the near sideline, will be fair caught by Montrell Parks. He takes the fair catch at the 23-yard line. He probably could have run a little bit. But I believe, as Everman has seen in years past, the pooch kick has given them some trouble as far as
good point,
whether to field it cleanly and try to run, or why not just call the fair catch.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's a very good point. Let's just eliminate any error right here. Well, that's exactly what Stephenville would hope to do, and that's like the worst thing for Everman, to allow them to, defer and then let the team score on you. That's like, getting a run in the top half of the first inning. Now you got to come back and your pitcher's got to hold.
Larry Bradford under center, 2 backs behind him, split receivers to the near side. Running the option to the far side is Bradford. Bradford looks to cut up, and he is swallowed under after about a 3-yard gain by a sea of blue. Cal Gilson, one of the first ones there, as well as Parks.
Yeah, Parks comes up off the bottom of the pile as he just ran a slant there from his right tackle position and made the good arm tackle on Bradford after a short gain of about 3.
Why you have to be so careful with Everman is on any play like that that looks like it'll only go for 3 or 4 yards, 1 missed assignment, 1 missed tackle, it goes the distance. Bradford again under center, 1 back behind him. Play action coming in the near side. Bradford looking to throw in the flats. A good arm and a great defensive play as the ball is knocked away by Jesse Fanning. Intended receiver was Mike West, and boy, as I was admiring how quick the ball was zipped by Bradford, even quicker was Fanning to get the arm out in front of West to knock it away incomplete, 3rd down and 7.
Well, just a great read by Fanning. He just kind of played behind West, and as soon as the ball was thrown, he broke on it. Well, that's what you want to see your defender do, Boots. He was never in danger of pass interference because he went in front of the receiver.
Larry Bradford with a much better release than I was expecting. In shotgun now is Bradford. Straight drop, setting up, looking to throw. In some trouble, he'll be flush. Lee almost has him. He escapes. 20, cuts back at the 25, and then is tackled down at the 27-yard line. Harris and Fanning coming up to make the stop for about a 1-yard gain after Scott Lee originally flushed Bradford from the pocket. 4th down. Bulldogs will be forced to punt.
My gosh, did you see how wide open Mike West was down at about the 45-yard line? There was no Yellow Jacket within 15, 20 yards of him. Fortunate that the defense held him off. Well, it looks like Briles is going to be back deep in formation along with Feltz. High snap, low kick, kick to Feltz. He'll take it at the 27. Reverses his field, now comes back looking for a block, gets one to the 30, out to the 35-yard line. Good return by Trey. It'll be 1st and 10 for Stephenville at their own 35-yard line. 9:55 to go in the opening period.
John, I've just been given word that in the events room where there's a phone, there's a phone call from you from the Tarleton Police who are wanting to give you an update on the girl that was injured and taken away a while ago.
Oh.
So I will handle the rest of the call until you can get back and find out how that is. The punt sets up the Jackets 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. 45 yards, a good punt with the wind for Everman as Briles stands again. Jackets go no huddle. Twins to the near side, trips to the far side. Briles now steps up under center. Straight drop, throwing the quick one to Bashaw. He makes the catch, gets to the 45-yard line. He'll be stood up immediately after making the catch, but it's very close to the yardage needed for the first down. It is a first down on the pass from Briles to Josh Bashaw. And that is a 10-yard completion for the first at the 45-yard line. Just a simple slant pattern for Bashaw, who was the inside receiver of the Twins, the flanker, if you will. Jackets set up now again, 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. This time Hunter is in the backfield as far as well as Matkins. Matkins now goes in motion to the near sideline. Briles the draw play, giving it to Hunter. Hunter trying to get to the outside. Will cut one time and get about 3 yards. It'll set up 2nd down and 7 for Stephenville. 9:25 to go here in the Bank of America first quarter. Stephenville 7, Everman nothing. 2nd and 7 for the Jackets. Briles huddles up the troops around the 40-yard line. Ball at the 48 of Stephenville. 2nd down and 7. Briles is in shotgun. Twins to the far side, one to the near side. Hunter is the one back standing next to Briles in shotgun. Inside trap going to Hunter, finds a seam up the middle, across the 40, inside 35, 30, makes another and miss, trying to extend, 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, Zach Hunter. Zach will explode for 52 yards, and Stephenville extends 13-0 at the 8:52 mark.
Well, I got back just in time to see Zach Hunter do what he does so well, and that is break a big run.
But there is a flag down at the 19-yard line of Everman, and this one will be coming back.
Yeah,
so,
there was a block right there. I guess they said it wasn't a good one.
Well, it is going to be enough for a first down as they will mark the ball back after the penalty to the 34-yard line of Everman. So credit him with about a 17-18-yard run. John, do you have an update on the young lady?
Yes, that was Shante Douglas, TJ's sister, who fainted. And they tell us that she's all right. And the people that called said they didn't know for sure if TJ knew that she had been rushed to the hospital, but to let him know that she's okay.
Pitch to the near side is Wooten. Wooten finds a seam. No, that's not Wooten. That's Gunn. Gunn takes the pitch out of the tailback position. He's hit late out of bounds at around the 14. So extend this one half the distance to the goal. The Jackets will have 1st and goal from inside the 7. Well, that's the first time this year we've seen Brady Gunn, I think, at the tailback position. Just have Briles turn around and give him a straight pitch.
Well, those are by the way, just great blocking right now by the O-line for Stephenville and the receivers as usual. But boy, these are just, pardon the expression, just dumb penalties for the Everman Bulldogs.
Ball placed actually at the 8 as they go half the distance. So 1st and goal to go for the Jackets at the 8.
Keggins comes out of the game.
Douglas and Avalos on the near side. Tight end look for the Jackets with 2 backs behind Briles under center. Now Matkins, the fullback, goes toward the receivers. Play action draw, and now a flag's come down.
A little jump on the offensive line, I believe.
Illegal motion up front for Stephenville. That'll be a difficult situation for the Jackets as it will give them now 1st and goal from the 13.
So we're, anyway, back to Miss Douglas. It's good to hear that she is okay.
Yes, fantastic. First and goal for the Jackets at the 13-yard line of Everman. Briles is under center. Twins to the near side. Play action. Briles setting up in the pocket, throwing across the middle. Has a receiver, and O'Neal sure-handedly drops one.
Great
Probably
pass.
the first drop we've seen by O'Neal, who was at the 3, and you're right, Johnny. Briles put it right where he needed it to be.
A little misdirection play there, dragging the tight end across late. And you're right, Toby just missed the ball, just dropped it.
So it's now 2nd down and goal for the Jackets at the 13 of Everman.
That was the second penalty for Stephenville, is that correct? Yeah, that was second and a pretty costly one so far.
Pitch to the far side, Hunter. Hunter looking for the corner, tries to get to the 10, then cuts back, and he will not get any farther than that. Hunter, one thing Zach will find tonight is trying to get to the corner will be a little tough against Everman.
Yeah, you just need to just break it right up the middle like he did a little while ago on that touchdown that was called back. Stephenville certainly would like to get in the end zone here. Boy, you hate to take points off the board with penalties. That first one very costly, and the second one just a moment ago fairly costly as well, as you had first and goal at the 8.
O'Neill splits to the far side with Hamey, a wingback on the right side. Douglas, a wingback on the left. Twins to the near side, and Briles is in shotgun. Rolling to the near side is Kendal, trying to set up, looking to throw. Has it over receiver. Caught, touchdown. Making the catch for Stephenville was Cody Avalos, and Stephenville extends now 13-0 with the extra point coming here in the Bank of America first quarter.
Well, Boots, just a little bit of confusion. J.D. Hill.
Two receivers in the same spot.
Yeah, J.D. Hill was trying to defend two guys, and number 28, Jamie Hayes, Hill looked at him and said, hey, you got to help me, brother. Don't run to the other side of the field. Boy, that was just really too easy.
Eben Nelson getting set for his second extra point attempt of the night. Petronas with the hold, awaiting the snap from Doty. Snap back, hold down, kick on the way. It is up, and it is no good. Eben Nelson has hooked this one to the far side, and Stephenville will hold right there. 13-0 at the 7:54 mark. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Hi folks, this is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, and this is my dad, Dwayne. Bruner Motors has been a mainstay on Stephenville South Loop for over 30 years now because of great pricing, service, and financing. At Bruner's, we carry a huge selection of Chevys, Buicks, Pontiacs, Oldsmobiles, and Cadillacs. We've got financing to fit almost any budget. And when you need servicing, our specially trained technicians can handle it.
That's Bruner Motors, a tradition on the South Loop in Stephenville since 1969.
Accidents happen, and no matter when or where they do, the world's largest claim service network gets on the case immediately. Prompt personal service is no accident. So we can get you back on the road faster than you can say,
like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jackets getting ready to kick off, and the Everman Bulldogs have brought the starburst up a little shallow, would you say? I think they're expecting what Stephenville is to do is just don't kick it back to the starburst.
Yeah, that last scoring drive, 7 plays, 66 yards, took 201. Briles to Avalos' 10-yard pass for the touchdown. Extra point was no good.
Virgin's kick will come down at the 20 and be taken, why, I don't know, at the 19-20 across the 25 and then tackled at the 30-yard line. Bringing the ball for Everman was Dominic Williams. He almost had a foot on the sideline. If he steps out of the way, the ball goes out of bounds.
That last scoring drive brought to you by Barnes and McCullough. Hey, we have a score from Brownwood. It is first quarter Brownwood 14-0 over Granbury.
Well, there you got your answer on what might happen in that game early on. First and 10 for Everman. They are at their own 30-yard line. Larry Bradford brings them up. Two backs in the backfield split. One receiver, double tight end look for the Bulldogs. Bradford under center running the dive straight ahead to the fullback. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Man, Parks and is that Harris? Yeah, really stuffed that play.
Dante Hayward taking from his fullback position the initial dive and no yards. Second and 10.
Well, and that, of course, that's Everman's style, you know, to try to maybe bust it up the middle to set something up on the outside. I think they're going to have to throw the football here pretty quick, successfully.
Bradford under center, one back behind him. Wing back set. Now the wing comes in motion to the near side. It's a draw play in the backfield, still looking for running room, has found some, trying to get to the outside and does. A great block from the official. First down and more out to the 48-yard line of Everman. And it is a first down for the Bulldogs. Did you see the block the umpire gave right behind the linebackers?
Yeah, one of our, I think it was one of the linebackers could not get around him, but just You know, I guess you got to teach them just like you do anybody else, just run through them.
Thomas Williams had the carry. I tell you who it was, Johnny. It was the cornerback on that side, Jeff
Oh,
Scott,
that's who it was.
had
Yep.
come in and then lost containment and was trying to get back outside and ran right into the official.
Well, that's setting up your block. I mean, you know, you might as well.
Dive in and officials stay right there. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs after the carry from Williams at their own 48-yard line. Once again, the draw play goes to Williams again over on the left side for no gain this time, as he will get maybe, well, we'll give him one on the play out past the 49, maybe to the 50. Let's wait and see where the spot is. They'll put the spot right on the 50-yard line, and so it's a gain of 1 on the play.
That's Gilson stepping in from middle linebacker position to make that play, and then he gets some help from Harris as well. Well, Everman's got to do something. They got to at least get some first downs and, again, try to get some field position back, as the Yellowjackets have been steamrolling on offense.
13-0 Stephenville here in the first quarter, 6:20 to go. Inside traffic, Clayton Harmon just obliterated Mr. Williams as he does not even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Man, that was a big-time play. Big-time play by number 66, Harmon, as he just got in the backfield quick. You know, you got to just wonder, is there even a guy playing in front of you when you can go through him that quick?
Well, and you're 6'6", 280. It's even if there wasn't anyone, you don't expect him still to be back there that quick.
Well, yeah, and he's got a pretty big wingspan, though, so he can just kind of reach out over the top of the guy.
3rd down and 10, a loss of 1 on the last play. Bulldogs back in their own territory. Bradford straight drop, looking to set up, throwing across the middle. The ball is blocked and incomplete. Up front, it was knocked away. Can't see who made the block. Clayton Harmon getting some congratulations. His big paw was up, so it's 4th down, and the Bulldogs will have to punt. Nice job by the interior of that defensive line, because when Bradford got to throw, everybody jumped. And when you're 6'6" and you jump, Johnny, it's a long ways up there.
Well, and, you know, that was just a great play by Clayton, is he did not beat the double team that time. So what did he do? He just stopped, looked, and when Bradford threw it, as you said, he jumped and knocked the ball down. Great play.
Snap back, punt is away. Punting for the Bulldogs is J.D. Hill. It will be taken by Briles on the far sideline. They're trying to set up the wall on the near side, and I believe they have. 20, 25 to the 30, and knocked out of bounds 32-yard line. Coming back to make the tackle was Larry Bradford, and if it was not for him, Briles on the far sideline and made it all the way to the near side where the Jackets had set up the wall on their near sideline.
Boy, when Scott Lee sees the game film of this, he's not going to be happy. He had his back turned and did not see Bradford run by him. I mean, Bradford ran right past him. If Scott is able to turn around and look, he knocks Bradford on his butt, and Briles is in the end zone.
1st and 10 for the Jackets at their own 30-yard line. 5:24 to go here in the Bank of America first quarter. Stephenville 13, Everman nothing. Briles is under center with Walker behind him at the tailback position. Handoff over the left side is fumbled in the middle of the line, and I'm not sure who did get the football, but that was a handoff where Briles tried to halfway pitch hand the ball, and Walker never got it as it went off his shoulder pads, and Jackets are very lucky that one of the interior linemen was able to get on the football.
Yeah, and, you know, that might just be a case of, you know, being used to Zach Hunter taking a different route or something like that, because Kendal just turned around and handed it like he expected
him to be somewhere else.
And the ball never really had a chance of getting to the running back.
2nd down and 9, 1 yard on the gain from the fumble. Briles under center, throwing the inside pass to Mackins, gets to the outside 35, cuts back, gets to the 40, out to the 41-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. It'll be very close to the yardage needed for a 1st down. He tried to probably make one cut too many, as he had enough yards for the 1st down, and when he came back, I was going to say he may have lost it, but he will be awarded enough yards with the spot for the 1st down. Jackets move the chains out to the 41 of their own.
By the way, Jeremy, don't stop when you're on the playing field. I think he thought he might have been out of bounds or something.
He paused momentarily.
His head got slammed to the turf.
Briles is in shotgun. Hunter standing next to him. Twins to the near side. One receiver to this side. Inside trap. No Briles on a keeper. 40. Great move to the outside. 45. Escapes one across midfield. Out of bounds at the 47-yard line of Stephenville. And Briles, what a shifty runner he is in the open field.
That was the play he scored on last week, I think, on that 49-yard touchdown run. It looked like it, at least. And
fake the inside trap, pull the ball back out. Everyone's sucked back in on the give, or the fake of the give, and then you've got open running, and that's what he found.
Well, you know, going into the wind, Stephenville being very successful to just run and satisfied to run the ball and chew up some yardage that way and get in the end zone twice already. Let's see if they can do it 3 times.
Briles again under center. Hunter, the one back, comes in motion to the near side, almost trips, regains his feet. Briles throwing out, and the flats has Mackins. The ball is knocked away. Nice defensive play on the outside. Knocked away by Farron Taylor, I believe.
Yes, it was. That might have been a case of it getting caught just a little bit in the wind because the ball looked like it had enough smoke on it, and then it just kind of held up right there at the end.
Briles showing a little bit of something we haven't seen this year, maybe the direct sidearm sling.
He really looks like he's in the groove, as does that whole offense. They are clicking on all cylinders.
2nd and 10, Briles again under center. Behind him will be Hunter taking the pitch. He's got the corner, cuts up 45 into the 40, down to the 39-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Great blocking on the outside as he got the pitch, setting up now 3rd down and 1.
And that great block, that lead block was fullback Derek Haney. Man, he just chopped his guy down. That's exactly what you want your fullback to do, either knock them backwards or chop them down. And he put his man on the ground quick, and that's really all Zach Hunter ever needs.
Hammer time being set up by the Jackets as Haney, as Walker is in there, as well as Sinotsky. A little bit of confusion on personnel. Finally, the Jackets get the right crew they want.
I almost said Lily's in there. Of course, that is Smithwick this year.
Briles under center, handoff to Walker. Walker will get enough for the first down, but flags come down.
Yeah, that's going to be a motion. Referee calling that pretty quick.
Illegal motion against Stephenville, so instead of 3rd and 1 or a first down as they had right there, it'll set up now 3rd down and 6 after the penalty.
3rd penalty in the game, of course. 2 of them coming on that one drive that the Jackets were fortunate enough to go ahead and score on earlier in the period.
13-0 Stephenville over Everman here from Tarleton State University's Memorial Stadium as we open District 6-4A play tonight. 3rd and 6 for the Jackets at the Everman 43-yard line. They've got to get to the 37 to pick up the first. 1 receiver near side, 2 to the far side. Briles is in shotgun with 1 back standing next to him. Running the option out of shotgun. Briles will pitch to Hunter. He's in some trouble, and he'll be thrown for a loss back at the 44-yard line. Everman saw the play coming, sniffed it out great as the quarterback on the near side, Johnny, did not even pay attention to the receiver, immediately went to the backfield to pick up the pitch man.
Yeah, and that was just great defenses. The corner just stayed, and then, as you said, came up and made the play. That's exactly the kind of assignment you want your defense playing, not like they have been doing earlier.
4th and 6 for the Jackets, and I believe Stephenville will be going for it. Hunter is in the backfield with Briles under center. Haney is also in there at a fullback. 1 receiver split to the far side. 4th and 6 for the Jackets. Everman is offsides as Haney goes in motion, and that's a great fake. We saw Stephenville do that last year against Brownwood. It'll pick up 5 yards, and it'll set up 4th down and 1 now.
You know, that's a play that the old wing T offense used to always do. You remember that you'd send a guy in motion, count to about 3, and then it seemed invariably somebody would jump off sides on the old wing tee.
Well, it was a nice job, too, because Briles gave a real hard count right when Haney went in motion, and that really drew the Bulldogs off sides. We saw that last year against Brownwood at a critical point that got Steamboat first down. My only concern is, did we have to use that play tonight? Because I think it's only good once a year.
I think you're right. It depends on how aggressive your defense is, too.
4th down and 1. Briles under center. Tight formation again. Handoff to Walker. Walker will get the first down to the 34-yard line. And so nice coaching Briles with play calling to set up the penalty and then get the first down on the run.
We've said it year in and year out, week in and week out of each season. One thing that's always assured going in with Stephenville Yellowjackets, this coaching staff is not going to be out-coached.
1st and 10 for Stephenville at the 34-yard line of Everman. 13-0 Stephenville with 2:01 and counting here in the Bank of America first quarter. Briles under center. Pitch to the far side is Wooten. Wooten looking to throw. He is deep, though, on the far sideline. Has an open receiver. It's O'Neal, and he can't quite come up with it, as doing a nice job of getting back there on defense to knock the ball away on the far side was Vincent Griffin. And Wooten, nice arm.
Yes, it was. And there you go, Crowley Scouts. There's something for you to think about.
Give you something else to work on.
Hey, I got to tell you, speaking of the Crowley Scouts, when I went down to take that phone call to find out about Shantae, the Crowley guys are down there. Just as I walk in, he looks out and he sees Bashaw run out, and he goes, hey, he's wearing Luker's jersey. Hey,
same thing we said.
good news. He's not playing this year.
Briles is in shotgun, second down and 10. Give up the middle, Hunter. Great runner inside the 25-20. Splits the defenders and almost escapes, but is finally tackled at the 14-yard line. And give credit for Everman's number 22, Reggie Overton. If he doesn't make the tackle from behind, Hunter scores. 20 yards on the carry. First and 10 Jackets at the Everman 15. 1:43, and as soon as they set the chains, the clock will start again. 13-0 Stephenville in the first quarter.
Did you remember off the air what Coach Briles said to me this morning about this game? Hey, Johnny, we're coming out.
And we're going to score.
We're going to score, and we're going to try to score 21 in the first quarter.
Well, he's got a big chance at it right
Go for
here.
2, Coach, if you make it.
Briles running the quick hitter to Mackins. Ball thrown a little bit too far in front of Mackins, or Mackins did not run as sharp a route as Briles thought he would. Nevertheless, it is incomplete. No conversion there on the hookup, so it's second down and 10.
Yeah, it looked like Matkins was open, but I'm with you, Boots. I'm not sure he expected the ball quite
As
that
quick
early.
as-
Yeah, or at least he wasn't looking for it. It didn't appear.
Split to the far side for Stephenville.
Everman does look lost right now in defense. doesn't
Is
he?
Colt Mebel. Pitch to the far side is Gunn. Gunn looking to get inside to about the 12-yard line. That will be it to pick up about 3 on the play. So it's a third down and 7 at the 12-yard line. And Johnny, play call here.
Man, I might go back to that either that tight end drag across that O'Neal was open on earlier and missed the ball.
Or possibly the play they scored on.
Or if they could get just one defender over there, J.D. Hill, to cover 2 receivers again, maybe we could work that deal out. I'd go back to that play.
Coach Briles is talking to the officials right now. Are they trying to...
The play clock is...
Oh, I see what they're going to try to do. They're going to take a timeout right before the play clock expired with 36 seconds left. We'll discuss why as we take this 1-minute timeout. 13-0 Stephenville, back right after this.
Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies are opening their doors to dole out those great products and services that everyone has come to know. Looks like some of their most recent customers have come from surrounding areas. Could this have something to do with the Stephenville Yellowjackets? No matter where you're from or what you are doing in Stephenville, Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies will open their doors to care for you personally.
Are you troubled by strange noises under your car?
Do you experience feelings of dread in your drive shaft?
Have you or any of your family suspected a spook, specter, or ghost in your machine?
If the answer is yes,
then don't wait another minute. Call the professionals. We're ready to believe you. Our courteous and efficient staff will take care of you whether you need new tires,
struts,
brakes,
front end alignment,
or just a spark in your spook. Trans Texas Tire. We're ready to believe you.
Jackets letting as much time expire as they could off of the play clock, so maybe the game clock would get down enough that it might expire on this play. If they don't get the first down, then would have the opportunity to kick a field goal with the wind. Third down and 7 for the Jackets at the 12-yard line of Everman. 2 to the near side, 1 receiver far side. Briles in shotgun, flanked by 2 backs next to him. Low snap, but his handle, he's in a lot of trouble. He dances, makes one man miss, maybe another, gets to the outside 10, a great block to the 5, and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And T.J. Douglas, you were the man coming back to get that block and to make sure you don't hit the cornerback in the back, who was Dominic Wilkins.
Let's see, they're going to mark it at just inside the 7.
Almost the 6 is where he got the spot. But the only thing bad about that, Johnny, going out of bounds,
yeah.
It stops the clock. But it's close enough that it's 4th down and about 1.5 yards. You probably send hammer time out there and you can get the first.
Well, I was going to say, I think you just go for the first down. And
Art Briles is looking like he's going to take another timeout.
Yes, he is.
We'll take one with him. 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 13-0 Stephenville. We're back in 1 minute.
Stephenville, you make an effort, we'll make the difference. Walk in, drive out.
Your friends at Brooks Real Estate want to kick off a winning season by teaming up with the real estate professionals at Brooks Real Estate, the strategy that sells. Call Brooks at 965-5051.
4th and 1 for the Jackets. Jackets will come out in the hammer time set. Scott Lee is in there as well as Walker, as well as Haney. Briles is under center with those people in the backfield. Lee is a tight end with the 3 backs behind him. Walker trying to get enough for the first down. He gets to about the 5-yard line, and that will be enough. They'll spot him inside the 5 for the first down. We'll go ahead and give it to him. 1st and goal for the Jackets inside the 5. First down is announced by the referee. 1st and goal there for Stephenville with 24 seconds remaining. And as soon as they get the chains set, Johnny, they'll roll the clock. Will Stephenville go ahead and get the play off before the quarter? I believe they will. 18 seconds and counting, but Stephenville's not really hustling right now.
Yeah, there's really no...
Other than the prediction he made that he'd score 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to run the play, are they?
8 seconds, 7 seconds and counting. Briles is going to probably say, no, let's come to the backside. We'll let the quarter expire. The Bank of America first quarter does come to an end. Stephenville 13, Everman nothing. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Nip in the air, changing leaves can only mean one thing.
It's football season!
I'm Roger Easter, your local Lennox dealer, and it's also home heating season.
I have the dish, the big screen, the recliner.
He also has a reliable high-fish seat Lennox heat pump.
Yep, this season this is the best seat in the house, baby.
Thanks to Easter Air, it's also the warmest.
Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Offering Stephenville's largest selection of colors and styles, Danny's House of Carpet covers all of your flooring needs. Besides our wide selection, our friendly, knowledgeable staff can help you with anything from carpet and ceramic tile flooring to custom drapes, bedspreads, and professional installation. Serving the Stephenville area for 26 years and counting, come by Danny's House of Carpets at 1670 South Loop for all of your decorating needs.
Welcome back as we begin the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 13, Everman nothing. Stephenville 1st and goal to go at the Everman. Oh, we'll say just inside their 5-yard line.
You know, it's a long ways to the end of this football game, but the way Everman's standing around with their hands on their hips, I think if Stephenville sticks one in the end zone here, they go up 3 touchdowns. Bulldogs are going to have a hard time.
Briles is under center. 1 back behind him is Hunter. He takes the pitch to the near side, trying to get to the corner inside the 5, down to the 3, to the 2, to the goal line. Will they give it to him? He knocked the pylon over, but they will not give Hunter the score. He is inside the 1 is the spot. A solid 4 yards they will give on the carry to Hunter. So it's 2nd down and goal from just inside the 1.
Boy, you know, one thing you want to do, as you well know, Boots, on defense is try to contain the outside. Everman is just getting blown off the ball by this offensive line. This is by far the best game this offensive line for Stephenville has had out of the previous 3.
Briles is under center, 2 backs behind him. Haney, the fullback, Hunter, the tailback. Briles is under center. Briles will give to Haney over the top, touchdown. Senior fullback Derek Haney gets the carry for 1 yard, and Stephenville extends 19-0 with the PAT upcoming at the 11:52 mark of the Cook Lumber second quarter. Now decision time, Johnny. Do you let your kicker work some more on his kicking game, or do you go for 2 points to make it an even 21?
I'd say kick it, because I think he's going to get some more opportunities tonight to do just that.
Well, and as soon as we say that, the Jackets appear to be going for 2 without a quarterback. Nope, Briles is out there.
Like I say, you know, you want to get up an even 21.
Twins to the near side, 1 receiver far side. Briles in shotgun with Hunter standing next to him. Snap back, fake on the give. Now Briles is coming, looking to throw, still looking across the back of the end zone. It's picked off and then tackled at the 1 yard line. So the 2-point conversion is no good. He was looking for Toby O'Neill on the back of the end zone. 11:52 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 19, Everman nothing. We're back in 1 minute.
Hi folks, this is Greg Bruner for Bruner Motors, and we're gearing up for another year of Stephenville sports. There's no better way to get to this year's games than in a new car or truck from Bruner Motors. Now's a good time to check out our prices on new Chevy half-ton pickups or Pontiac Sunfires, and we've got financing to fit almost any budget. So drop by this week at Bruner's on the South Loop. And don't forget to support the Stephenville Yellowjackets as they go for their 4th state championship.
Yellowjackets!
At Jake and Dorothy's Cafe, we're serving our third generation. The year was 1948. The same year LP records were introduced. Harry S. Truman was elected president, and Humphrey Bogart was packing them in with Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Jake and Dorothy Roach began offering high-quality food, prompt-friendly service, and fair prices. This almost overnight success continues today under the direction of their daughter, Carrie Roach, who's proud to continue Jake and Dorothy's commitment to providing the best food, service, and price in the area. At Jake and Dorothy's, a little bit of history comes with every meal.
The Everman Bulldog receiving team has been cheating up because of how short Stephenville on purpose has been kicking off. So what do?
Bring in Ryan Harris.
Who last year hit the goalpost on a kickoff,
right.
and now he's got a 20-mile-an-hour wind behind him. Standing back deep at about his own 10-yard line, Farron Taylor, I believe this one probably sails over his head.
Yep. We'll get to that last scoring drive right after this kickoff.
Yeah, Johnny doesn't want to miss this.
I know it. I don't want to be looking down.
Boy, this ball might explode when Harris hits it. Ryan approaches the ball, kick is away, gets into this one. Booming kick that will go out of the back of the end zone. It never touched the field of play.
Great kick by Harris. That's a good weapon for you right there.
It cleared the end line, and so Everman will have to begin 1st and 10 at their own 20. Johnny, the last scoring drive.
Boy, now this is impressive, Boots. 16 plays, 69 yards, chew up 5:32 off the clock. And Haney finished it off with that 1-yard run. The 2-point after was no good. We're 19-0. That last scoring drive brought to you by River North Small Animal Hospital.
1st and 10 for Everman. As soon as we have this play, Johnny's got some scores we'll bring to you. 1st and 10 for Everman at their own 20-yard line. It is Bradford under center, play action, in some trouble. He's flushed in a lot of trouble, and Cal Chilson just levels him in the backfield at about the 15, 16-yard line. And do we have a flag?
No, a little extracurricular activity there with one of the linemen got tied up with Gordon Carroll, and he was basically saying he wanted him off of him. I think Everman's going to call a timeout and have a little pep talk here.
A timeout has been called by Everman. Let's keep it right here. We are up to date on our break. So, Johnny, some scores?
Well, maybe Coach Briles does know what he's talking about. Down in Brown County, it's in the second quarter. It's all Brownwood, 35-0 over Granbury. And District 7-3A is a couple of really good ball games. Breckenridge on top of Cisco in the first period, 7-0. And Comanche over at Comanche with Brady in the second period, 7-7. Now, I will admit, I've been the first guy to dog these guys every year. But don't look now, but the early Longhorns are up on San Saba, 6-0, and district play opened in District 25-2A. Early now in their fourth ball game has not been scored on.
Well, we talked about the Granbury-Brownwood game, 35-0. We'll go to Steve Ross right after this play. 2 backs behind Bradford, and a lot of people felt like, would it be a good game? And we said if Granbury was able to stay in this game early, it probably would. But just because there's going to be a big loss tonight, don't think that Granbury doesn't have an opportunity to come back. A fake reverse by Bradford, the quarterback, who faked the give and then went around back to the Everman sideline, picks up a first down at about 12 yards. Let's go to Steve Ross down on the sideline. Stevie.
All right, I have a Cross Timbers Orthopedics injury update, and this is bad news for the Stephenville Honeybees. Starting point guard Amber Brown tore her ACL this week practicing and is going to have surgery on Thursday, and they expect her to be out probably for the entire season. So that's tough news for the Honeybees. Amber's an outstanding junior point guard, but she says look for big things out of her next year.
Oh, man, I hate to hear that.
Thank you, Stevie. Bradford again is under center, 1 back behind him. Play action, Bradford setting up, looking to throw, is in some trouble, escapes from 1 man, but not the second as he throws the ball away. Will that be legal grounding? No, it will not.
Nope.
There was an intended receiver close enough. Ryan Harris is the one that made the last tackle on Bradford. Johnny, who got there first?
I'm not sure. I thought it was Scott Lee, but I was watching the receiver downfield, Mitchell, number 44, and, well, that was just a great play by Bradford to keep from getting sacked.
Cal Gilson was the man that was there originally.
That was just a great effort on his part with Harris just draped all over him.
Well, Bradford's definitely a good athlete, the quarterback. We watched him in pregame. It is 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 31-yard line. Stephenville 19, Everman nothing. We are in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Bradford under center. This time we'll give the reverse. No, fakes it again and keeps it this time. The same play as what he had the first down earlier. This time, however, 3 yards as he faked the reverse. And now a late flag comes down in the middle of the Stephenville pile.
Well, there's been a little extra pushing and shoving. The last, 3 or 4 plays.
Well, they're pointing back at Everman right now.
Is that, yeah, Gordon Carroll's acting like it's against Everman.
Well, frustration may be setting in. You talked about this earlier, how Everman was going to have a hard time if Stephenville went ahead and put the ball in. It is a dead ball. It is personal foul.
Ooh.
It is against Everman. So 15 yards.
That's the third 15-yard personal foul. 2 out of bounds, you remember, over here on our side. And now that one. And that, I think you're right. I think you're seeing some frustration from
They have to be close to 60 yards.
And someone has just been taken out by the coaching staff, one of the linemen. And that is the one that was pushing and shoving with just a moment ago. He has his helmet off going to the sideline. He may be done for a while.
Jonathan Rogers, yes, and he is going to the sideline. And you cannot miss that gentleman.
That's a big lad, isn't it?
Ball is marked all the way back at the 19-yard line after the penalty. Everman's got to be close to 60 yards in penalties, I'm guessing. That's 3 15-yarders at 45. So they're at 58 yards. Ooh, that was a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I'd say they were right at 60. Yeah, we got it official. Okay.
And that's with only a minute and 15 seconds into the second quarter.
Ooh.
Bradford again under center. One back, one receiver split both ways. Double tight end look and a wing back look to the far side. Straight drop for Bradford, looking to throw. He's in trouble and he'll be sacked. Harmon got him all the way back at the 9-yard line.
Scott Lee, Gordon Carroll, and Craig Parks. That's your front four.
Also there. Well, you know, and it was a situation, John, where they were in so quick, I was about to say a screen is being set up.
Yeah.
But I think if you get in so quickly, even if it is a screen, if you don't give the quarterback time to throw, what good does it do?
Yeah, good point.
So now 4th down to go 31, I guess. Is that a pretty good guess on how far to go? At the 10, and got to get out to the 41, about that. So they'll be forced to punt out of their own end zone. Will be the Bulldogs, and they'll punt into the wind. That gets caught up in the wind and will come down at the 30 and bounce backwards. We saw this at the Ryder Cup today, and will go out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Only 12 yards on the punt. And Stephenville will take over in fantastic field position at the 24-yard line of Everman. J.D. Hill trying to punt from out of his end zone, kind of hit a wobbler, if you will, and then if those get caught up in the air, they're coming back.
You know things aren't going well for you when you can't punt the ball further than you needed to get for the first down.
Ooh.
You know,
and Johnny wasn't even halfway.
No, it wasn't. You're exactly right. It would have been close if it would have bounced forward. Speaking of the Ryder Cup, how'd that end up?
Europe kicked our tails today.
Well, I'm glad Stephenville Yellowjackets at least can take care of their business.
6-2, Europe leads after the first day. And how about, what do you think Crenshaw's saying to his team tonight with his hot head? Trips to the near side, twins to the far side. Briles is in shotgun, setting up in the pocket. Lots of time because flags have been thrown. Well, let's wait on the official to make the call. It is dead ball, legal procedure against Stephenville.
Oh, by the way, did I tell you the Ranger Oakland score?
No, give me that, please.
4th inning, Oakland's ahead 1-0.
I'm telling you, as great in August as that team had, and as of a week and a half ago, was a game and a half behind the Yankees in Cleveland for the best record in the American League, may not even make the playoffs.
You know what? They better hope that the Yankees keep winning so they can play Cleveland in the first round.
That's right.
I'm cheering for the Yankees now, buddy.
Briles on a quick hitter out to Avalos, who was not looking for the football, and just some miscommunication there as Avalos was on a quick sprint, the inside receiver of the Trips. Briles let the ball go.
Yeah,
now Avalos and Briles are both talking about whose responsibility that was.
Well, I don't know, but I might go right back to that. He was kind of open, wasn't he?
And as far as he sprinted, he was at the 10-yard line, and still nobody had picked him up, even though the pass was incomplete.
Yeah, I think the post might have been there.
Jackets will line up in the same position. Trips to the near side, twins to the far side. Briles is in shotgun as they audibilize the play at the line of scrimmage. Straight drop, looking to throw. Going to throw the deep ball for Avalos on the sideline. It's over his head. Briles a little bit too line drivish on that one. Might have wanted to put it up. Bashaw, I should say, not Avalos. Avalos 25, Bashaw is 7. So now 3rd down from the 29-yard line. And, John, this would be disappointing if the Jackets getting first and 10 at the Everman 24-yard line where the drive started if they're not able to convert a first down.
Well, yeah, and you got to figure they're pretty much in 4-down territory the rest of the night down on, this end of the field.
Jackets will have to call timeout as they had too many men on the field. The right personnel was not in there. That is the third timeout by the Jackets. We'll take one with them. 9:39 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 19-0 Stephenville over Everman. Back in 1 minute. Cook Lumber.
Stephenville, I will play. You make an effort, we'll make the difference. Walk in, drive out.
I can't believe you tore a stunt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. He's so sensitive. These are mine too.
Supporting the Jackets for over 30 years. Bill Tomlinson, class of 67. David Tomlinson, class of 71. The Stephenville Funeral Home, your family's friend in time of need in Stephenville.
Briles is in shotgun. Twins to the far side, one to the near side after the timeout. Running to the near side is the option. Briles will pitch out to Hunter, 30, 25. Knocked out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. Will wait on the spot. He will get the 21, 22-yard line, but it will be significantly short of the yardage needed for the first down. So it sets up fourth down and about 7 to 8 needed for the Jackets. It is with the wind, and you're talking about a 40-yarder, and it would be wonderful for this young man's confidence. They will spot the ball for a field goal. Eben Nelson will have the tee actually spotted at the 29-yard line. He will get set for the 39-yard attempt. This man has had trouble with extra points, but this would do a world of good for his confidence. Snap back, hold down, kick on the way. Plenty of boot on it. It is up, and it is good. Eben Nelson connects from 39 yards. And with 9:29 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter, Stephenville extends 22-0 over Everman. We're back in 1 minute.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, neighbors built their own electric utility to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve millions of homes and businesses. Customers large and small get state-of-the-art technology and affordable service. From the one-room schoolhouse to the communities and businesses of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy, the power of human connections. Brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy partner.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory.
Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies are opening their doors to dole out those great products and services that everyone has come to know. Looks like some of their most recent customers have come from surrounding areas. Could this have something to do with the Stephenville Yellowjackets? No matter where you're from or what you're doing in Stephenville, Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies will open their doors to care for you personally.
9:29 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 22-0. Ryan Harris getting set to kick off. Johnny, the last scoring drive.
4 plays, 23 yards, took 19 seconds. Congratulations, Nelson. That 39-yard field goal that makes it 22-0. That scoring summary brought to you by Walmart Vision Center. They're playing a little deeper now on this kickoff, aren't they?
Well, he's a return man for the Bulldogs is Taylor. He's standing about 3 yards deep.
I got a score for you right after this you're going to want to hear.
All right. Harris getting set to kick off. Approaches the ball. Kick is away. It's a knuckling skib kick that hits at about the 9, fielded back at the 5 and taken now up to the 10, to the 15, the 20, trying to get to the sideline, cuts back 25 and out to the 32-yard line is Vincent Griffith. Griffith gets the Bulldogs in good field position, 1st and 10. Johnny, that score?
Well, I don't know if you remember the last score I gave you. Brownwood now up 43-0. Yes, they went for 2.
Oh. Oh.
That's bad.
Well, let's hope that it was something like off a swinging gate to give another team to look at it.
Or maybe they dropped the snap or something.
Let's hope they just didn't line up and go for two.
Oh,
God. Boy, Hood County's going to be mad about that.
Oh.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Pitch back to Williams, getting across the 35, dragged down at about the 42-yard line is Thomas Williams. That's close to the yardage needed for a first down, and a flag is thrown on the near sideline by the side judge about 60 yards from the play and about 50 yards from anybody.
Man, he saw something from his vantage point. Stephenville coaches are indicating that it's against Everman.
Why? How can he throw a flag 60 yards from action?
There was a guy from Everman around the 45-yard line.
Oh, that's how.
He saw it. He was running across the field.
And he saw a clip from behind, and that's exactly what's been called.
And you talk about a block that absolutely had nothing to do with the play.
I mean, they run to the one side of the field, and this is the receiver split to the opposite side of the field, tries to clip the cornerback that's in front of him.
That makes absolutely no sense. Those are just some real mental mistakes that Everman have made tonight. 3 personal fouls.
And that's
and now that one.
And how is that considered? Is that from the start of the play or where the spot of the foul is?
I believe it was a spot of foul because he went and threw his flag at a spot on the field.
So it's
that's what they're talking about right now.
It'll actually be a loss of 5. It'll be 1st and 15. The carry was enough for the first down, so it's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the first down.
Boy, they're just killing themselves tonight.
Once again, Bradford under center. Sprint draw. The ball's loose on the back, and it's picked up, I believe, by Bradford, but it is loose again at the 20. A big pileup. No signal yet. I saw Gordon Carroll very close to it. No signal. They're unpiling still. The referees are looking at the bottom of the pile. Still no signal. Stephenville's got the football. 1st and 10 for the Jackets. Who's got it?
I think it's Scott Lee. Nope, Harmon.
Harmon's getting the high fives on the sideline. He is. So he got his big old bear claws down in there and just ripped it away from someone.
Well, I think that's where, it's who's the strongest guy at the bottom of the pile.
When you're 6'6", 280, I'm guessing him.
He might have even got down there and said, you better let go of this football.
It's mine.
Because I will kill you next time to snap the ball.
First and 10.
I will come back and hurt you, boy.
Boy, give me that football right now.
Yes, sir, Mr. 66.
Briles is under center, 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing the deep fade pattern for O'Neal. It's just out of his reach. He was being drugged down.
Michael Irvin would have complained about that play.
Vincent Griffin will not get a penalty thrown against him, but O'Neal had his jersey drugged by Mr. Griffin.
God, you talk about a mismatch in size now. Boots, there's still 9 minutes to go in the first half.
We were wondering why this game is dragging. There have been 4 timeouts called and a lot of 15-yard penalties.
Yeah, that's a good point.
10 penalties have been called already, and we're a quarter and a half into this game. That'll really slow down a contest. Briles is under center, 2nd and 10 from the Everman 20-yard line, 22-0 Stephenville. Draw play to Hunter. Hunter in a lot of trouble, and he'll be stacked up for about a 5-yard loss. Interior penetration, nice job by the Bulldogs. Jonathan Fauntleroy.
Little
boy, Fauntleroy. I knew you had to go with that. There are a lot of people listening who have no idea who that is.
Hopefully.
3rd and 15
you're
now
probably in your 20s.
for the Jackets at the Everman 25-yard line. A little bit like the drive a while ago. The Jackets got great field position and were not able to do anything with it. Briles is in shotgun. Twins to the near side, 1 receiver far side. Rolling to that side is Briles. Briles throwing deep, has an open receiver, and it's O'Neal. He's caught. He's out at about the 8-yard line. First down, Stephenville.
Boy, great pass by the quarterback. And don't you like the way Toby O'Neal catches the football? Hands away from his body, grabs it, and then tucks it away. Just what you'd like to see your receivers do. And that time, he wasn't going to be denied by, well, I'm not going to overuse that again.
Thank you.
He wasn't going to be denied on getting that reception.
Well, and the other thing he does, if you'll notice by O'Neal, as a lot of tall, lanky receivers don't do this, he does a nice job of keeping his feet after he makes a catch and there is contact and is able to surge forward, and that was the case there. He caught the ball right at the first down stick, but surged forward for 2 yards to get the first. Play action. Briles rolling out in some trouble. Makes one man miss. Throws out in the flat. Incomplete to Hunter. Good job by Kendal Briles to get rid of that ball so he avoids the sack. Second and goal to go for the Jackets inside the 10 of Everman. 8:09 to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 22-0 Stephenville. And Johnny, you're asking why is the clock a little slow right now too? Some incomplete passes.
Yeah, good pressure that time by linebacker number 2, Montrell Parks, who got in there, and really Kendal just had to dump it to avoid the sack.
Here's one reason the game's been a little bit slower, Johnny. There have been 10 incomplete passes out of 14 in this game by combined quarterbacks. Pitch out in the flats. It goes to Hunter. Hunter trying to get the corner. He'll be run out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. So it'll be third and goal to go for the Jackets at the 6. Kendal Briles is 4 out of 11 for 47 yards, and Bradford is 0 for 3.
Well, a lot of running out of bounds, too. You know, a lot of side to side because of the great speed of both of these teams on defense, and they really string the plays out well.
I'm looking at some of the signs across the way for Everman, and one of them is crying is not an option. That was a great line by Tom Hanks in the baseball movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it applies today. Briles is in shotgun. 2 to the near side. Briles rolling that way, looking, still looking, trying to throw back. Now he'll try to escape, and he'll move to the 5. Touchdown. Nobody picked him up. Kendal Briles came all the way to the near sideline, and containment completely broke down. And so he just waltzed down the sideline in as all of the defensive backs backed into the end zone, thinking he was going to throw. Kendal finally tucked it under right on the sideline, tiptoed for the touchdown. 6 yards, Stephenville 28-0 with the extra point upcoming.
Did you notice Kendal thought he was going to have to dive, and he just kind of lunged and was like, "No, I'll just run in."
I think he was as shocked as I was that no one stepped up at around the 3 or 4 yard line to say, all right, since you're going to run, let's cut you off. He found an open seam. Snap back to Petronas. Kick on the way. This one is true, and flags come down. Let's wait and see what the penalty is. And did you notice that even Nelson had a little bit more authority on that extra point?
You know, if that's against Everman, I bet we don't take this point off the board.
Waiting to see the flag.
Looked like it was kind of an offside there maybe on the defense. Let's see what, yeah, they're going to.
Let's wait and see. It will be waved off. The extra point is good. 7:56 to go here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Our score, Stephenville 29, Everman 0. We're back in 1 minute.
At Jake and Dorothy's Cafe, we're serving our third generation. The year was 1948. The same year LP records were introduced. Harry S. Truman was elected president, and Humphrey Bogart was packing them in with Treasure of the Sierra Madre. Jake and Dorothy Roach began offering high-quality food, prompt friendly service, and fair prices. This almost overnight success continues today under the direction of their daughter, Carrie Roach, who's proud to continue Jake and Dorothy's commitment to providing the best food, service, and price in the area. At Jake and Dorothy's, a little bit of history comes with every meal.
Chihuahua's on West Washington is the best-kept secret in town. The chicken taco salad is a crispy jumbo tortilla filled to the brim with grilled chicken, fresh lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, sour cream, and guacamole. Or try the chicken nachos, cubes of golden grilled chicken topped with Monterey and cheddar cheese and guacamole and sour cream. The double meat double cheeseburger is killer. Complete a meal with cheese fries or the colossal onion rings. And remember, half-price drinks are served from 2 to 5 with our great shaved ice. Chihuahua is real food, real fresh, real good.
Deal has been building quality chainsaws since 1926. Bill's Lawnmower Shop has been providing quality power equipment service since 1966. For an experienced team that can provide excellent service and reliable chainsaws, look to Steele and Bill's Lawnmower Shop.
Georgia now in to kick off, so for 2 times, you thought they'd kick deep. Now I bet they kick short.
Was that our Steve Ross down on the sideline getting water? Is that... So
you a little worn out, Stevie? We haven't had a chance to come to you much tonight.
Yeah, he's been running up down the sideline with these guys. No kid. This has been a track meet so far.
Virgin's ball falls off the tee.
I got another score from Brownwood. It's now 50-0. They've scored every time they've touched the ball, and the report is they're still throwing it. That's interesting.
I've got comments I'll keep to myself.
Cleburne 21, Burleson 6. That is a second quarter score.
Do we have a Dublin De Leon score as of yet?
Second quarter, Dublin 18, De Leon 0.
Dublin is for real this year.
Yes, they are.
Looking to go 4-0.
Brady on top of Comanche now 14-7. That is a second quarter score. And Winters 14, Goldthwaite 7 in the second quarter.
Virgin's kick on the far sideline goes over the head of the deep man, but he'll take it at the 1 and then bring it out to the 5, trying to come to the near sideline 10. Finds a little seam to the 20, and he'll be cut down by Feltz at the 25-yard line. And oh my goodness, number 84, Mike West, got rolled over on his left knee.
Oh,
and if
no.
that young man gets up, he's got to be very fortunate. He is very slow, and he took a terrible roll up on his left leg. And
oh, he can't be all right. There's no way.
oh, and he is down on his back, and that was an ugly, ugly sight that we saw from this side as the ball carrier got hit, stood up next to him, and then was tackled and rolled up his left leg, and his leg bit in a way that is not supposed to bend.
Ooh, man, that was ugly. I hope that young man's all right. If he didn't tear an ACL or something there, that'll be very, very fortunate.
7:43 to go here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. 29-0, Stephenville.
I have some other scores I can pass along to you. Again, Brady on top of Comanche, second quarter, 14-7. Early on top of San Saba, 6-0. Mason and Coleman tied at 6. He's being helped off. We'll hope Mike West is okay.
I have a feeling we will not see Mr. West for the rest of the evening, and that we had a straight view of what happened right in front of us, and that it was not pretty at all.
Well, and I'm sure when you see the replay of this next week, you'll be able to see that as well, because it was right at the end of the play.
7:43 to go here, and
good thing that Nothing But Sports, not like ABC, they'd give you like 3 different angles on that. Oh man, that looked like that hurt.
So Bradford is in the game still at quarterback for Everman. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line, one back behind him. Bradford looking to throw in the far flats, has a receiver. It's underthrown. Intended receiver on the play was Jesus Almos.
Hey, by the way, we didn't get to summarize that last scoring drive for you. It was 6 plays, 20 yards, only took a minute 6. Briles on the 6-yard run. The PAT was good. We're now 29 to nothing. That scoring summary brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Well, and as Everman decides to throw the football a little bit, Johnny slows it down. But you made a good point during the break. The score stays the same way it is. Stephenville probably has an opportunity to score again before the half. The third and fourth quarters might be pretty quick, because I have a feeling Stephenville will keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Bradford under center, I formation behind him, setting up, looking Bradford out in the flats, underthrown to his intended receiver. It sets up now 3rd down and 10, and intended receiver out there on the flats for that pass was Kenneth Lightfoot.
You know, this, of course, you know, the team dictates how you play a game, but, you know, this looks like a different Stephenville offense. They're really clicking on, you know, on just about everything they've tried has worked tonight, and of course, that's exactly what, as a coaching staff, you'd like to see happen going into district play.
3rd down and 10. They are still attending to West on the far sideline on the trainer's table. Bradford is under center, one receiver to both sides. Play action, Bradford rolling to the far side. Now he'll run Lee, Harris, and Monk as tacking him down after about a 7-yard gain. Flags come down at the end of the run. Might be a face mask.
Kind of looked like it was in that kind of territory, didn't it?
Bradford, such a good athlete, as he took 3 Stephenville big linebackers and drug them with him. It is face mask, and that will be a 1st down for Everman. How many first downs does Everman have in the ball game? That is the 3rd 1st down of the game.
Stephenville defense has not pitched a shutout this year. They've come awfully close, obviously, only giving up about 7 points a game. This would, I'm sure that's something they're thinking about right now, Boots.
1st and 10 for Everman. Bradford, again, is under center. One back behind him is Donta Hayward. Split receivers both sides, double tight end look as well. Handoff to Hayward. Hayward will be stood up by Mr. Harmon at the line of scrimmage, and with the help of some other Jackets, driven back. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
You know, Boots, looking at West over on the training table that you mentioned, they appear to be working on his ankle, actually, instead of the knee. They're taping it up.
Maybe it was a situation where his knee got caught in a way where it twisted the ankle instead of the knee.
Boy, that, as you said, though, that was not a pretty sight.
Johnny, where'd you get those binoculars?
Bank of America.
That is the trivia gift you get if you win the question each week.
Being I'm always working, Connie Woolley brought those to me. I appreciate it.
Bradford under center. Play action now, a give to the backfield goes to Williams, and Ryan Harris is right there to bring him down for about a 1-yard loss on the delayed draw to Williams. And some late hully-gully going on by number, let me wait till I get a number. for the Everman offensive line. That's number 62. That's Vincent Warren, 6'1", 242-pound senior. Decided to go in and push on a few people after the play was over, and some of the running backs from Everman grabbed him by the face mask and yanked him back to the huddle.
Hully gully?
Sorry.
Not heard that expression in a while.
You got to stop that tomfoolery.
That we've heard.
3rd down and 7. Holy gully. No horseplay.
There you go.
Play action. Bradford looking to throw it in the flats. Ball is up for grabs, and it's almost interception. A nice job by Jeff Scott as he hit the intended receiver, Dominic Williams. As soon as the ball arrived, it popped the football up in the air, and Gunn and Feltz both dove after couldn't quite get there. 4th down. Everman will be forced to punt.
Yeah, and you can tell that Everman is now having to do something they're really not comfortable doing, Boots, and that's throwing on every play.
And now having to punt into the wind, which I bet they're not comfortable with that either. How do you think Azle feels about this game when they read this score tomorrow? This Everman Bulldog team beat Azle last week 38-0. Getting back to punt, high snap, but handled. Kick is away, and it's almost blocked. And a matter of fact, it did get a piece of it. Was Gunn and Harmon. A back spin of the football comes back into Stephenville territory and will stop at the 41-yard line. A 2-yard punt, ladies and gentlemen.
It came back 15 yards.
The ball was at about the 45-yard line of Stephenville. It backed up to about the 42. It is a 2-yard punt.
I think that was Brady Gunn that blocked it.
Gunn was in there first, and as well as Harmon. One of them did get a piece of it.
By the way, nice block by Chilson at about midfield when one of the Bulldogs tried to get to that ball to down it. He kind of...
Not getting to it.
No, you're not going to get that chance you thought you were going to get.
Trips to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. Briles is in shotgun.
Well, here we go for the juggler right here.
29-0, Stephenville on top with 5.5 to go in the second quarter. Pump, play action. Briles still looking. Now he'll run. He's in some trouble trying to get to the far sideline. He does. He'll go out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, a gain of about 2 on the play. A situation where Kendal pumped one way and then looked back to the other. And I think if he had been able to wait just a count 2 longer in the pocket, there were some clearing receivers, but I think he felt the pressure.
I kind of got the idea he wanted Bashaw on the post there. I'm not sure, but I think you're exactly right. He just did not really have the time that he needed. Let that play develop.
2nd down and 8, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Kendal looking to this side for the play.
Well, they've changed the defense now, Boots. They're going to a 2 deep there.
Briles is under center. Straight drop for him now, throwing out in the flats. Has Bashaw, great catch inside the 30 to the 25-yard line on the quick hitting post.
Well, and that was the one I think they wanted. Instead of pump faking, they just went straight to it. Now the 2 safeties on the cover 2 just didn't come up to make the play.
Josh Bashaw, we see, got some pretty quick feet after he makes the catch.
Boy, he does. He is quick on that slant. That thing has been seemed like it's been there all night long. That was a great play by Briles. Well, both of them, actually, to go right back to it.
1st and 10 for the Jackets at the Bulldog 21-yard line. Now under 5 minutes to go in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Stephenville 29, Everman nothing. Handoff straight over the left side. Hunter, good running room right behind his fullback. Haney down to almost the 19. Actually, the spot is the 20. A pickup of 6 on the play. Sets up 2nd down and 4.
Man, just great surge there by Jay Doty, Sterling Doty, Matthew Van Hatten, Aaron Collier, Brian Keggins, and as you mentioned, Derek Haney. I mean, when you're 3 or 4 yards before you ever get touched by the defense, you know you're getting great surge by your offensive line.
10 carries, 69 yards for Zach Hunter tonight. That's a lot closer to the average we've come to know and love for Zach. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Haney comes in motion, lines up as a fullback. Now Wooten rolls that way. So does Briles. He's in some trouble. The quarterback now reverses his feet and drops the football, and Everman has gotten on the ball. Kendal Briles tried to reverse his field, and when he did, he dropped the ball. Now, this is an interesting call because they're going to say his knee was down before he dropped the football, John.
Well, and there's a penalty. I think it was offside.
Offsides against Everman, so rule everything off, and this one was coming back. Offsides against Everman, and you can see the disgust on the defense.
Farron Taylor, isn't it, number 30? Yeah.
Of Everman as they just drop to their knees and just start pounding the ground in frustration. What can we do to get a break?
I think play a little better football because that's not happening right now.
Or at least stay on sides.
Oh, that is a tough. It seems like they just, every time they've had a chance to do something, they've done a mental mistake of some sort.
Well, instead of Everman having the football around the 30-yard line, Stephenville gets a first at the 15 of Everman.
And I think the
chain game a little bit behind. They got confused as well.
Not quite ready over there.
Some attractive white outfits they're wearing this evening as well.
Did the umpire go over and tell that photographer to
back up a little bit or leave me alone?
I think that's what the photographer told the umpire.
Pitch back to Hunter. Hunter trying to go to the far sideline. Great speed and quickness. Gets outside to about the 10, and a late flag is going to come in. I think TJ may have been caught with a little block in the back.
Yeah, that was one of those deals where I think he thought Zach was going one way, and he dipped inside, went back out, and in the result, block didn't come out quite the way he wanted to. Well, they're going to call it holding.
Penalty against the Jackets will move the ball from the 10-yard line where the spot of the foul was back 10 yards to about the 21.
There's been prettier games that we've seen.
Ooh.
I mean, as far as smoothness or continuity of a game, this one has no continuity right now.
You know, and last week's game for about 2 quarters in the middle had some ugly look to it from times, but this is kind of a different ugly look because it's so one-sided still as far as the ball's being moved by Stephenville. They're having success, but you're right. This game is really slowed down.
I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock, and we still have just under 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Ooh.
And it's been primarily a running game. I mean, yeah, there's been some incomplete passes, but, man.
Briles is under center, 1st and 16 to go for the Jackets at the 21. Handoff to Hunter. Hunter finds a seam inside the 15 to the 10, tries to get to the outside. He does to about the 8-yard line. Gets most of what was lost in the penalty. 13 yards for Zach Hunter. And, you know, even though Zach is hitting the holes really well, he still, you see, wants to get to the outside after he finds the seam. And he's learning how quick this Everman team is.
Yeah, they are quick. That's for sure. And that, especially in that secondary.
2nd down and 4 for Stephenville. Ball is
overcome any of these kind of mistakes that they've made, and you gotta credit them for that.
Briles is under center. Pitch to Hunter going to the far side. Great block, but flags are down to the 5. He gets across, goal line, touchdown. Let's wait and see on the flag. Was it Haney that had the great block?
Yeah, Toby O'Neill's talking to the official as if that call is against him, or he was involved in it in some way.
Well, it was thrown by the side judge on the opposite side of the play, holding against Stephenville. So I have a feeling this may have been a hold that didn't have anything to do with the play.
Boy, you're right. What a great block by Haney as he just upended his guy. And that allowed Zach to easily get to the corner to score, but that one's going to be called back. That's the 2nd touchdown now by Zach that's been called back by penalties.
So the ball will be brought back to the 16-yard line, about the 16, and it will be 2nd down and 10 to 11 yards depending on the spot. Briles is under center, 29-0. Stephenville on top of Everman here in the 2nd quarter. Briles fakes one way, then looks another, then throws in the back of the end zone. It is knocked out of the way before it can get back there, and now lots of late flags as Kendal is hit way late. Man, but that's the 2nd penalty on the play.
That was a cheap play by the defender.
That was a dead ball personal foul against number
Fontroy.
50. That's Fontroy against Briles, and Briles is lucky that time. He's able to quickly get up. There's 2 penalties. Let's see what this is. Illegal receiver downfield against Stephenville, and then a personal foul against Everman. Those are offsetting. That's pretty dicey from the standpoint, Johnny. You could almost make an argument that that was a dead ball penalty against Fontroy because the ball was...
Well, if you're out of bounds, it would be a dead ball, wouldn't it?
Well, my situation on my theory is the ball was already incomplete when the hit was made.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if the ball is incomplete, it becomes dead ball immediately, and then I looked and saw Briles get waylaid. So with all that, the officials decide they're offsetting. We'll do it again. 2nd down, Briles straight drop, trying to throw the lob pass out for O'Neill, and the ball is incomplete. Probably should have been picked off. underneath.
That might be one that Kendal will want to throw a little bit deeper back in that corner, Boots.
A little bit more air under it. Let Toby O'Neill go up and get that one, because the defender on that side, Vincent Griffith, he's listed at 6 foot. You tell me if that man is 6 foot.
If he is, I'm 6 foot.
I would say that man's about 5'6".
You know what play I'd like to see him run right now is the one where we put the 3 6'4", 6'4", 6'5" guys over there
and throw it up.
Throw it up.
It is 3rd down and 10. Briles under center, play action, setting up, looking to throw. He's being flushed, and he will be sacked all the way back to the 21-yard line.
Good play.
Jamal Hall come out of nowhere. I believe his defensive end position to throw Briles for a huge loss all the way back at the 24-yard line.
Let's kick another field goal.
This one will be a little bit farther, I believe. No, it will be the same distance, a 39-yarder.
No, I think he's going to move it back to the 31, actually.
Wow, 41-yard attempt.
Stephen Forbes, are you watching this?
7 yards back, that is correct. Okay, 41-yard attempt coming from Eben Nelson. Doty will have the snap, Petronas will have the hold. 2:14 trying to extend. Nelson getting set. Snap back. It is bobbled. Going to the outside is Petronas looking to throw the ball downfield. It's picked off and going the other way. Bulldogs at the 26-yard line and tackled, making the tackle for Stephenville. 62, that's
Kagans.
Brian Kagans making the tackle. He doesn't often get to do that. Simply a situation where Petronas was not able to handle the snap. It was a good snap. He just couldn't handle it cleanly.
Well, we're at the 2-minute warning of the first half.
It is 2 minutes to go in the Cook-Lumber second quarter.
By the way, one thing I was watching for on the other field goal, the long one, and that one, great blocking up front.
29-0 Stephenville. 1st and 10 for Everman. I guess that's considered a 4th down pass play, so Mr. Petronas is 0 for 1 throwing the football tonight. Bradford on the draw gives the ball to Williams. Williams getting to the outside, and he finds it. 40, 50, one man to beat. Inside 40, cutting. He does beat him. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Boy, and that'll put a disappointing taste into the mouth of Mike Copeland, who was pitching the shutout with 1:46 to go here in the first half. Everman gets on the board now, 29-6.
And very quickly they get into the swinging gate. Boy, they're well rehearsed in that, aren't they?
Everman lines up in the swinging gate. It's a situation that if they think they're going to come back in this game, they have to take a 2-point conversion at some point.
74 yards. That was very impressive.
Pitch back to Bradford. Bradford looking to run, and he'll be tackled at the 5-yard line. The swinging gate conversion attempt is no good. Our score will remain 29-6. Stephenville on top of Everman. 1:46 to go in the second quarter. We're back in 1 minute.
I had to replace my old air conditioner. I wanted one to save me money.
So he called me, Roger Easter of Easter Air, your local Lennox dealer.
He recommended an air conditioner that would save me 20%. Do I hear 30, 30 now, 40, 40 now, 50, 50 now, 60. 60% going once, twice to the Lennox dealer who recommended a high-efficiency system that would save me money.
Yep, save up to 60% or my name isn't Roger Easter.
You sure are a man of few words.
Just trying to be efficient.
Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Supporting the Jackets for over 30 years. Bill Tomlinson, class of 67. David Tomlinson, class of 71. The Stephenville Funeral Home, your family's friend in time of need in Stephenville.
Coach Copeland talking to his sideline right now, and we'll go down to Steve Ross before the kickoff. And Stevie, what's Coach Copeland saying to his defense after that score?
Oh, well, he's not very upset. He asked him, what's their best play? That's the draw. We got to defend that. But the defensive players just want Coach Copeland to get out of there so they can yell at each other. They were very upset coming off the field that time. They're not happy that they gave up the shutout with under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Gordon Carroll, Cal Gilson, a couple of other guys were really upset with themselves. They let that one get away. I don't think it'll happen again.
Thank you, Stevie. Kick is away. Toe punch kick into the wind. Nice kick that will come back to Hunter, who will fake the ball to the give man and then come to the near side himself. Hunter to the 30, not quite the 30, the 29-yard line.
That's one of those deals. Coach, go ahead. We got it covered. Just go walk over to the sideline. We'll tell each other what to do on that one.
Stemo ran the swinging gate that time. It went to the deep man, Hunter, who came to the dealer, Feltz, and then faked the give.
By the way, we'll find out here at the end of the game.
Or the half or the game?
At the end of the game,
All right.
on the, hopefully that wasn't the Rent City quarter.
Oh.
We can
Because
only
it's
hope.
been that way each week, the one time they've scored.
I know it.
Briles is in shotgun, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Waiting the snap back to him, setting up in the pocket, looking to throw the deep ball. Throwing out for Matkins, cannot come up with the ball. Matkins had the ball, probably could have made it, brought his hands in just a little bit quick, didn't extend. It'll be incomplete, second down and 10.
Well, that's exactly what Everman did last year, if you recall. They have the potential of breaking them like that. We've been saying that the whole game, and it's exactly what they did in earlier, obviously last year's game, early in the first quarter.
29-6, a minute 35 to go here in the Cook Lumber second quarter. Briles is in shotgun. Trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side. Hunter is in shotgun, standing next to Briles. Waiting the snap back to him, giving the ball to Hunter. Hunter trying to find a seam. He gets to the 34-yard line, a pickup of about 5. It'll be third down and 5 as the clock continues to run at 1:25 and counting.
Obviously, Stephenville would like to score one more time before the half, and obviously they have the potential to do that.
Third and 5 for the Jackets. They hustle now a little bit behind the line of scrimmage. Walker comes out as a receiver on the near side, as well as O'Neal. Briles under center, play action, throwing out in the flats for Matkins. Matkins cannot come up with that throw. Hit him in the hands, but it may have been a little bit hot on the throw from Briles to Matkins. So now it's fourth down, and the Jackets will have to punt.
First punt in the ball game, I believe, isn't it? Yep.
Toby O'Neal gets back and ready to punt for the Jackets, and back deep for Everman to return is Dominic Williams. Williams is also the free safety.
He's pretty much on an island back there, and now he gets a little help.
Walker gets into the game late. Finally now does get in. Snap back to O'Neal. He drops the ball, and he'll have to run, and he's got some running room to the 45, 30, out to the 45, I should say now, and a first down for Toby O'Neal. A situation where he bobbled the snap and decided they're too close to me to try to punt it, so I'll take off and run, and he gets a first down.
And by the way, that's one of the advantages of having a guy like that back there punting. By the way, Stephenville now kind of in a hurry-up offense with 51 seconds, and they are out of timeouts.
Hurry-up offense for the Jackets. It's a good opportunity to practice this. I think we saw this toward the end of last year, not having any timeouts and needing to score.
Yeah, no kidding.
Briles sends Hunter in motion to the far side. Briles setting up deep in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, and he's tripped up, slipped momentarily, and then had one of the Bulldogs land on him, and they cannot stop the clock as it continued to roll at 37 seconds. Loss of about 7 on the play. We'll make it 5.
Do need to go down the field here quickly.
27 seconds to counting. Would like to at least get in field goal range. 20 seconds of counting. Jackets not really hustling.
Here's that formation we talked about a moment ago to the near side.
3 receivers to the near side, all with good height. Briles setting up, but throwing to the opposite side over the head of Bashaw, who was clearing at the 30. And if Briles is able to hit Bashaw right there, he scores.
Man, he was wide open at the 30-yard line.
Look at the defensive backs from Everman. Now looking at the coaching staff, and they're all pointing with their hands in the air going, was I supposed to have him? Bashaw was 6 yards behind him.
Of course, the response is, well, somebody was supposed to. I don't know who it was, brother.
Well, 9 seconds left. If the Jackets can get a first down about 20 yards downfield, that will give them an opportunity with the clock stopped to spike the ball and then maybe get...
You don't have time for all that. Only 9 seconds.
Well, the clock stops immediately with the first down. Now Briles fumbles the snap, and he's in a lot of trouble. He'll roll to the far side, and now he'll look to just go down, and he will at the 34-yard line. That'll hurt his rushing stats. That will be the end of the first half. Stephenville 29, Everman 6. We're back in 2 minutes. Halftime is up next.
Years before America's electric cooperatives forged the nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, neighbors built their own electric utility to power lives and communities. Now Touchstone Energy cooperatives serve millions of homes and businesses. Customers large and small get state-of-the-art technology and affordable service. From the one-room schoolhouse to the communities and businesses of tomorrow, trust Touchstone Energy, the power of human connections. Brought to you by your local Touchstone Energy partner.
Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies are opening their doors to dole out those great products and services that everyone has come to know. Looks like some of their most recent customers have come from surrounding areas. Could this have something to do with the Stephenville Yellowjackets? No matter where you're from or what you're doing in Stephenville, Tanglewood Pharmacy and Tanglewood Medical Supplies will open their doors to care for you personally.
Whether on or off the field, success requires focus, knowledge, and action. At Investment Centers of America, we focus on your goals, offer you our cumulative knowledge of investments, and recommended actions that fit your objectives. We enjoy being your coach, but you're the quarterback. After all, it is your money. Investment Centers of America, Town and Country Bank Building, Stephenville. Investment Centers of America. We know the territory.
Well, the Jackets will have to kick off to begin the second half. Remember that Everman won the toss to begin the game, deferred to allow Stephenville to return.
And let's see, are we going with...
It's Virgin out there, so
yep.
we'll go for the shorter kick. And back for the Bulldogs, getting set for their starburst return. The dealer man is Vincent Griffith with 3 deep behind him. Farron Taylor, the deepest of those. About to get ready to start the third quarter. Third quarter brought to us by Texas Bank of Stephenville, the people who own Johnny's Truck.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And they own it proudly. Everman, of course, won the toss and deferred to the second half, and now they're going to get the ball. Stephenville will have the win here in the third quarter.
29-6 to start the Texas Bank third quarter as Brent approaches the kick, and Virgin's kick, pooch kick to the middle of the field, will hit the turf. It is taken by the pooch man, and he has to turn around quickly because they were on top of him at the 19.
He's like, hey, if you're going to come get this thing, come get it.
You know, we have been watching the Starburst for years, and we have never seen the dealer man get the ball, turn around, and then all of a sudden decide, nope, I'm not keeping my back turned anymore. I'm going to look.
Well, the guy that was supposed to come either get the ball or fake was just kind of jogging along, and he was like, hey, these guys are coming at my back.
And you don't know what the guys that were coming up to take the handoff from him might have said to him, like, hey, you better turn around.
Turn around, here they come. You got that big bullseye on your back as it is.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs, throwing out in the flats. Ball is caught momentarily, then dropped. Good pressure by the Jackets cornerback. On that side is Jeff Scott. It sets up second down and 10 and 29-6 as we start the Texas Bank third quarter, and we're back to no running clock.
Yeah, and it looks like all the guys that started on defense are still in here to start the second quarter. If you're just tuning in, yes.
Or the third quarter.
I mean, the second half, the beginning of the second half is just now starting.
And it's, what time is it, Johnny?
9:45.
There you go. Bradford is under center, 2 backs behind him. Hayward and Williams. Williams takes a pitch. He goes right by him at the 10, picked up by the Jackets at the 5, and they will take the ball at the 5-yard line. Thomas Williams shot to the line expecting the pitch. The pitch went behind him from Bradford, went straight forward behind him, and then a lot of people in blue jerseys were the only ones near the football.
Man, I mean.
Was Gunn the one trying to pick that one up?
I'm not sure. I couldn't. It might have been. I'm really surprised we didn't score on that play.
Because the Jacket defenders had a chance to get on the football around the 5-yard line, couldn't come up with it cleanly. And boy, I just saw the lightning off to the northwest.
I did too, Boots.
We'll have Shane Hollinger back at the studios upkeeping us, and we will bring it to you. Pitch to the near side is Hunter. Hunter in some trouble, stretching to the sideline, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at the 11, so he'll lose 6 yards. But then he is hammered out of bounds, so a personal foul, dead ball against Everman. Add more yards on top of this, but there's also a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
That was Monty Derrick that recovered that, by the way, Boots.
Derrick getting some playing time on that first D. As I was saying, Shane Hollinger will be monitoring our DTN color weather radar back at the studios and give us an update if any of this weather we talked about to the northwest, how close it is getting to us here in Stephenville.
Holding.
Dead ball, personal foul against Everman as they knocked Hunter out of bounds. It is. Will they march off the holding and then come back and do the 15 yards?
I think you should.
Being it was a dead ball.
If it's dead ball, it's not offsetting. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
So the hold was at the 6-yard line. That 10 yards will take the ball out to the 16, and then they will march forward.
Should go to the 8, shouldn't they?
Half the distance to the goal.
Is that an automatic first down nowadays? I think it'd be first and goal anyway.
Well, they were at the, because they're replaying first down.
Right.
So instead of first and goal from the 5 or 6 as it was earlier, it's now first and goal from the 8. If you could follow along with that confusion of how the penalties were marched off.
Offense is out there jumping up and down like they're ready to go.
I think they're trying to get a little enthusiasm going because this game has lulled as we see Lightning again back off to the northwest.
Well, we better roll this game along.
Briles is under center. Handoff over the middle. No, Briles on a keeper. Inside the 5, makes a cut, tries to get to the goal line. He's very close, but they'll say he stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. When he tried to make his final cut on the sideline, his toe extended and caught the sideline, even though most of his body got inside the pylon. So it'll be second and goal to go from the 2, and hammer time comes out with Monk and Lee and Gilson and Walker.
So give him 6 yards on that carry.
Jackets looking like they're going to score here on their opening drive of the third quarter. Briles is under center. Handoff to the second man through Walker. Over the top. Touchdown. At the 11:22 mark in the Texas Bank third quarter, Stephenville 35, Everman 6. PAT upcoming. Even Nelson getting set to kick the extra point. Petronas has the hold with Doty awaiting to make the snap. Now Haney late getting out onto the field. He is the wingback on the left side. He does get set in plenty of time. Waiting the snap. It is back. Hold down. Kick is on the way. It is up, and it is good.
Great blocking.
11:22 to go here in the third quarter. It's Stephenville 36, Everman 6. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV.
Nip in the air, changing leaves can only mean one thing.
It's football season!
I'm Roger Easter, your local Lennox dealer, and it's also home heating season.
I have the dish, the big screen, the recliner.
He also has a reliable, high-efficiency Lennox heat pump.
Yep, this season this is the best seat in the house, baby.
Thanks to Easter Air, it's also the warmest.
Lennox, one less thing to worry about.
Stephenville, you make an effort, we'll make the difference. Walk in, drive out.
Welcome back. Jackets getting set to kick off here in the third quarter. All of that scoring drive, and we took 38 seconds off the clock.
3 plays, 7 yards, took 13 seconds. Walker on the 2-yard run. The PAT was good. It's 36-6. That scoring summary brought to you by Loopy's on the South Loop.
Good breakfast burrito.
Yeah, amen.
Virgin's kick is away. Wobbly kick that will be taken at the 12. It's bobbled and boffed back into the end zone. They will decide to take a knee, and that's a very smart move on that young man's part.
I was afraid he was going to try to run that out.
After the ball was muffed at the 10, you are allowed to go into the end zone and get it and down it, and that is what Fair and Taylor did. Everman begins first and 10 at their own 20.
Third quarter, Brownwood 64, Granbury 17. Third quarter in District 7-3A, Brady 25, Comanche 14. Third quarter, Dublin 32, DeLeon nothing. And here's a final for you out of District 25-2A, Early Longhorns 9, San Saba nothing.
What is their record this year?
4-0, and they have not been scored on. That's pretty impressive. I don't care who you're playing.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, especially for early. They hadn't won 4 games in 3 years.
4-0. Boy, they're in that same district with Comanche, aren't they, and Breckenridge and Dublin. Is that same district? High snap over the head of Bradford, goes back to the 5-yard line, and he'll be sacked all the way at the 3. Larry Bradford was in shotgun formation. And the snap went over his head. He went back and got it at the 5, and then the Jackets jumped all over him at the 3-yard line as he tried to make a move. So a loss of 17 yards on the play brings up 1st and 27 from Everman's own 3-yard line. And boy, this is just a nightmare for the district opener of Everman.
You asked about no, they're in 2A, early drop down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Hamilton, Bangs, Coleman, Mason, San Saba, Winters, and Goldthwaite.
Well, they ought to be strong in that district then. Bradford is under center at his own 3-yard line, hands the ball off in the end zone.
There you
He
go.
gets to the 5-yard line, does Williams, and then he's stacked up by Gilson.
Boots, here's an interesting stat on the scoring.
A late flag comes down against an Everman lineman who I was watching was doing some late pushing and shoving.
Yeah, they have just got to be totally frustrated at this point. I'll get back to that stat here in just a second.
Dead ball, personal foul against Everman.
4th one, I believe.
It's against the same guy as earlier.
He just get ejected.
What's his name? 68, Jonathan Rogers. He's the one that was told to go to the bench in the first half, and he gets another one.
I think he just got the boot.
And look at the coach showing him where the bench is.
Young man, you might want to go there and sit. Now, tomorrow you won't be sitting, but tonight you are.
And we'll see you at 8 o'clock in the morning at the field house.
Wind sprints, brother. Let me give you the stat. This is kind of interesting. For Stephenville, 11:31 of the first quarter they scored. 11:52 of the second quarter they scored, and 11:22 of the third quarter they scored.
You're telling me in the opening minute of quarters they're doing pretty well.
They're doing pretty strong right there. That's an interesting stat. See if we can do that in the fourth quarter.
Well, I believe Stephenville declined the penalty because it's now 3rd down.
Yeah, they didn't gain much by
Bradford at the 4, hands the ball straight ahead. Parks makes the tackle at about the 5-yard line. Used his body as a battering ram shield to knock the runner over.
Well, the way the punting has been going.
Into the wind.
This could be pretty good field position for the Jackets.
Punting is, I believe it's J.D. Hill who handles the punting duties.
His last one that was the 2-yard?
2-yard, yes, but he'll be punting from a deep in his own end zone, Will Hill.
And the snaps have not all been real strong either.
He's about a step off the end line, right in front of the goal post. Kicking into the wind is Hill. Good snap, though. Kick is away. Wobbly kick that will come down to Feltz at the 35-yard line with some running room. Inside the 30 to the 25, gets the corner, 20 to the 15. Can't hold himself in bounds. He's knocked over at the 15-yard line. 32 yards on the kick. And a nice kick it is, 32 yards into that wind. But Feltz was able to make a 22-yard return. Stephenville again with incredible field position. How many times in this game, Johnny, has Stephenville gotten the ball deep in Everman territory?
It seems like almost every time. I know earlier in the game they started like their 30 and 35, but here lately they've been down in their end of the field.
5 of the last 6 times have been inside Everman's 42. You've got the Everman 23, the 20, the 42, the 7, and the 15. Briles is under center, throwing the deep fade on the far sideline for T.J. Douglas. T.J., I don't know if he ever saw the ball.
I think it was just a little too far. It looked like it was out of bounds by a couple of yards.
Over his head, he was just inside the pylon. It just a little overthrown. So it brings up 2nd down and 10.
That's a pass play the Yellowjackets, number 5 and 81, have thrown a few times since their freshman year at least.
And I think it's something that you will continue to see, even though Stephenville has not had a lot of success on it so far this year. They continue to do that because it's such a mismatch with 6'5" Douglas out there. Handoff over the left side. It's Hunter. Hunter finds a seam, and then he is battering rammed backwards at the 10-yard line. That was a scenario, John, where you saw Hunter going with a full head of steam and then all of a sudden was coming back at us.
Yeah, number 30, Farron Taylor, with a great form tackle, just locked him up and drove him back to the ground after the pickup.
So it's 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 10-yard line of Everman.
Well, now here's your dilemma as Coach Briles here, Boots. Still over 8 minutes to go in the game. Do you continue to work on things, or you just try to get this thing over?
Or in the 3rd quarter, I should say.
Yeah.
I think that they've got to continue to work on some things at least into the 4th quarter. Play action. Now a hand to Hunter on the draw. Inside to the 5, to the 4, to the 3-yard line. A 1st down for Stephenville. And I don't know if we've seen a draw play this year. That goes to Hunter. He picks up the necessary 7 yards to pick up the first by 2. And so it's 1st and goal to go for the Jackets at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. You know, you got to continue to to look at some things, and then at some point you just say, all right, this thing's over. Let's bring in some other guys that don't get to play as often, and let's get this thing over with.
8:08 and rolling here in the Texas Bank third quarter.
In fact, I think you see some of those guys on the sideline right now getting ready to go in.
Stretching a little bit. Zach Hunter is the one back behind Briles. He takes the pitch to the near side, trying to make the corner. He will get very close. A big collision. Touchdown. Zach Hunter hit 2 big-time hits from the defensive backs of Everman, but he's able to squeeze the ball across with a full head of speed. Does the Zach Rabbit to extend the lead 42-6 at the 7:51 mark of the third quarter. PAT upcoming.
Well, and I think I think it's only fair that Zach got, he had 2 of them called back tonight, so he gets a chance to get in the end zone.
Even getting set for the extra point. Snap back, Petronas the hold down. The kick is on the way. It is up and it is good. 7:51 to go in the Texas Bank third quarter. Stephenville 43, Everman 6. We're back in 1 minute on KSTV. Welcome back, Memorial Stadium. Stephenville leading 43-6. Johnny, the last scoring drive.
4 plays, 15 yards. Took 1 minute and 25. Hunter on the 3-yard run. The point after is good. 43-6. That scoring drive brought to you by Barnes and McCullough. I have a weather update. We'll do that right after this kick.
Virgin getting set to kick off again. Griffith is the man back. He will take the kick. No, one of the other deep men will take it at the 10 up to the 15, making a move to the 20. Will come back inside the 25 to the 28-yard line. Bringing it was Kenneth Lightfoot.
According to what Shane sees on the radar, he said it is definitely coming this way, but it doesn't look like it will get here before, well, depending on how long this game goes. It's in Abilene right now. They have golf ball size hail and 82-mile-an-hour wind.
In Abilene?
In Abilene right now. Severe thunderstorm warning in Taylor County. 82-mile-an-hour winds and golf ball size hail.
Well, you know, people in West Texas are used to the wind, so that may not bother them too bad. But that golf ball size hail, I'm sure, is...
Ooh.
First and 10 for Everman. Bradford still in at quarterback. 2 backs behind him. Hayward and Williams. Double tight end look. Straight drop for Bradford. Looking to throw across the middle. Has an open receiver momentarily, but Brady Gunn goes high into the air to try to knock that ball away. He's momentarily shaken up. He gets up, but the Everman receiver does not. The receiver who is down, I believe, is Mitchell.
Here's another interesting stat. You can tell I'm bored over here.
All right, go ahead.
You know, I talked about the 11, and the 11-minute mark. In the first quarter, Stephenville scored at 7:54.
Oh, no.
In the second quarter, 7:56. And in the third quarter, 7:51.
11s and 7s?
Yeah.
7 come 11. We're coming out, baby.
Coming out on the big bet. Put 5 on the come out bet.
Boy, I tell you what, if we don't hit that, I'm backing her up with 100-time odds.
Gosh.
What does this mean we've occasionally done on the weekend?
Man, I'm telling you, that is a weird stat, isn't it?
Well, I tell you, if there's some high rollers sitting in the audience after what Stephenville did tonight, I believe I'd be on my way to Bossier right after this.
Oh, yeah. Also, here's the other 2 scores. Second quarter, 9. Go ahead and roll the point at 9. Looks like the young man is okay.
He has made it off the sideline in his own power. It's good to see. Second down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 28-yard line. Stephenville 43, Everman 6. Williams takes the pitch, does not get back to the line of scrimmage, a loss of 1. It'll be third down and 11. And boy, the wind's starting to kick up now.
Yeah, that storm, we will continue. Now, that is a south wind. You've got to figure if that storm is blowing in like that, it's got to be like a northwest wind.
I would think that that's a good sign to Stephenville fans. When you feel the wind change out of the northwest, it's close.
Get on the bus. I think we've already lost a few people. Not many, but a few.
Third down and 10 for the Bulldogs. 7:01 and counting here in the Texas Bank. Third quarter, Stephenville 43, Everman 6. Bradford under center again. 3 receivers to the near side. Under center, rolling to the near side is Bradford, and he's in some trouble, and Parks will bring him down with a bunch of other Jackets back at the 14-yard line on the sack. A loss of about 16, 17 yards.
Scott Lee and Gilson were the other 2.
Boy, Is he following right behind you? Listen to what you're saying, John.
I guess so.
6:28 and counting. Good thing about that, it keeps the clock running. 4th down now for the Bulldogs, and Stephenville again will get wonderful field position. This will be the 6th time in the last 7 possessions that Stephenville will start with the ball in Everman field position. Hill getting set, takes the snap at his own goal line, gets the kick away. Much better kick that I think Stephenville will get away from. Harmon especially running away from the football at about the 45-yard line. 30 yards on the kick, no return. Stephenville will start at the Everman 45-yard line.
Well, you're right. They will start in their field position again. Now you can chew up some clock here.
And we'll see, will Kendal stay in the game at quarterback? He will, but I would not expect this offense to be too wide open right now, even though Jackets have gone 3 receivers on the near side, 2 to the far side, and the only back in the backfield is Briles in shotgun. John, this may be what we talked about earlier. This is a Stephenville offense trying to work on their extension plays.
Well, and I think after 5:58 rolls off this clock, you probably won't see this again.
Briles is in shotgun now. He audibilizes to the players on the field. He'll walk up now underneath center, and a flag comes down. There were still 8 seconds left on the play clock. This is coming by the side judge on the far sideline. Dead ball, illegal procedure against Stephenville. I guess one of the receivers on that side got set and then decided to move.
Yeah, he threw that right over there by TJ and
Bashaw.
Bashaw, yes.
So the ball will be marked back to the 50-yard line stripe. It'll be 1st down and 15. How many total penalties tonight, Jay?
Oh, a bunch. You mean for both teams?
Yes, combined. This ought to be a good number.
Well, it was 10 or 11 at halftime, wasn't it?
Briles in shotgun, snap back, setting up, standing up in the pocket, trying to escape. He will momentarily, but he is on the run, and he will just try to run out of bounds. He will. A loss of 1 on the play back at the 49-yard line of Stephenville. It'll be 2nd down and 16.
Kendal seemed kind of frustrated by that, didn't he?
A little bit as he slapped the ball on the sideline. 18 total penalties in this ball game.
Didn't we had 10 or 11 at the half, didn't we?
7 and
wow,
4, I believe. So 2nd and 16 for the Jackets. They will remain in the 5-receiver set with 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side.
So there was 14 at half for this quarter.
Plays being audibilized in. Kendal is under center, straight drop, now throwing out the flats for Madkins. Looks to get a block, he does. Inside the 40, down to the 34-yard, I should say the 36-yard line. He's just a yard or short of the 1st down, so it'll set up 3rd down and 2, and Madkins doing a nice job once he caught the ball of seeing his blocks and exploding through them.
Those blocks being O'Neill and Avalos, and you're exactly right. Good blocks for him, and then he just squirted right between them. You see Avalos pat Madkins on the back of the helmet as he walks off, says it's kind of the same thing. Great read there.
3rd and less than 2, about 1.5 yards needed for the Jackets. 5:14 and counting here in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter. Briles is under center. Josh Wooten, no, check that. It's an inside trap handoff to the first man through. It is enough for the 1st down, and picking up the first was Walker. Walker coming out of a fullback position, took the inside trap handoff as Wooten, the tailback, had the pitch faked to him by Briles. Nice trickery to get the 1st down for Stephenville.
It looked like to me that one of the Bulldogs was offsides there as he jumped. I guess he got right on the count.
4 receivers to the far side. 1 to the near side is Douglas. Briles is under center, and Douglas has a cornerback on him that's probably 8 inches shorter than him. So throwing out is Douglas, and it went right off his shoulder pads, and he might have scored. The Jackets kind of gave the look like they were going to do the flare pattern, the high lob, but instead they had Douglas come on the quick slant. Briles hit him in stride. It bounced right off the shoulder pad. Douglas not able to hold on.
Yeah, that's one TJ will want to catch with his hands away from his body like we were talking about earlier with O'Neill. That was a pretty hot little pass coming in there, though.
3rd to the 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Yeah, I don't think Kendal ever is bashful about putting any heat on the ball.
No.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Quick hitter on the near side is Madkins. Madkins trying to make one man miss. He does inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Madkins doing a good job of making the first defender miss and then pick up positive yardage to the 28. A pickup of about 5, almost 6 on the play, setting up 3rd down in less than 5.
Well, and that's basically the same play they ran to the other side, and Everman that time defending it a little better.
3rd and 5 for the Jackets. Also keeps the ball in bounds.
This is
4:15 and counting here in the third
kind of
quarter.
a real drive now.
Briles under center, gives to the second man through Wooten. Wooten has enough for the first down as he grinds his way to the 20-yard line.
Man, Everman is so done here, Boots.
Pickup of about 8 for Wooten, and they're having a hard time even picking themselves up off to the ground after they make tackles, Johnny.
Yeah, and you know, who can blame him? That was Montel Parks, number 2, the linebacker, who's had a pretty good night, and he's a little slow getting up. Looks like he's going to be replaced as he limps off.
So 1st and 10 for the Jackets at the 21 is the spot. Haney and Wooten are the backs behind Briles. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Tight end look as well. Straight handoff over the right side. Wooten tries to get inside the 20, cannot. He'll get just about a yard on the play. It sets up 2nd down and 9. 3:38 and counting. 43-6 steam on top here in the 3rd quarter.
Now you see Coach Briles just trying to take a little time off the clock here. Keep the ball moving, of course. Keep the drive alive.
3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Briles, we need to give this offensive set a name.
Smithwick in the game now for Sterling Doty. Everyone else pretty much in place.
5 receiver set. Briles in shotgun, awaits for the signal from the sideline, gets it now, audibilizes at the line. Snap back to him, pump fake, now throwing deep for Bashaw, has him open. It's underthrown though, and the cornerback had an opportunity to get his hand up fair, and Taylor knocked the ball away from Bashaw. That's a situation, and Briles puts a little bit of air underneath on that ball. Bashaw probably catches for the score.
That's pretty much right there in the same spot that last time they were down there in that corner. And that's a play that's just gonna come with a lot of practice from your quarterback to your receivers.
Kendal Briles is 7 of 21 in the game for 80 yards. Jackets will send 4 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. One of those receivers is Bashaw. He's lined up as a wingback. Inside trap to him, going to the 20-yard line, and that will be it. It'll be 4th down now at the 20-yard line and 9 yards needed. So do we bring out Mr. Eben Nelson and let him kick? Yes, let's give him another try.
Oh, you got to. I think even the Everman coaches understand this, or at least they should.
Well, and the kicking game has been something that's been inconsistent for the Jackets, and they need all the work they can get on it in game-time situations.
Yeah, you can't really recreate this, and I know that's a expression that's overused in broadcasting, but it's true here in this case for sure.
T will be put it down by Petronas at the 27-yard line. 37-yard attempt is upcoming. Snap back, hold down, kick is on the way. This was not blocked well, as it is blocked by Everman, and they're picking it up, or trying to. Ball will be grabbed at about the 38-yard line, and John, just as in the last 2 times you bragged about the blocking up front, that time it was a jailbreak by the defense. Had 2 guys in that probably were on top of the ball for the block. And so the ball turns over on downs to Everman at the 40-yard line.
That kind of looked like it came around from on the near side, up from the outside there. The wingbacks didn't appear to get the blocking done there.
Well, and how intense do you think the Jackets on the offensive line of a field goal try when you're leading 43-6 are putting into their blocks right now?
Yeah. Well, you got to, though.
I understand, to work on it, but just trying to show some reasoning behind how that may have come. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 40-yard line, and up front, one of the Jackets, the nose guard, Richard Silva, got a little too anxious and jumped on the center. It'll be a 5-yard penalty against him. Offsides against Mr. Silva, sets up 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs at the 45.
By the way, Boots, this is the best starting field position for Everman tonight. 31 had been their best on 2 different occasions.
Have they been into Stephenville territory yet tonight?
Yeah.
All right. 1st and 5 for the Bulldogs at their own 45-yard line. 2:08 to go here in the Texas Bank 3rd quarter.
One time they were pretty deep into it.
43-6. Well, the touchdown, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. No gain on the play. It'll set up 2nd down and 5. Dante Hayward taking the carry.
Let's see if we might get some more new faces in there. Ryan Harris leaves the game. And was that Medina? I think it was Medina that went in for him, 33.
After this play, let's go to Steve Ross and see if he can give us a Cross Timbers Orthopedics update. And hopefully it'll be one to report there are no injuries. Trips to the near side, one receiver far side. Bradford again is under center. How about the squat of the fullback? Right behind him, straight drop for Bradford, rolling out to the far sideline. He will probably keep it. He'll make one man miss and then cross midfield and get hammered.
There's your injury update. Oh, man.
Coming up was Jesse Fanning to hit Bradford as he gets enough yardage for the first down. Hey, Stevie, what do you got for us?
Well, we got good news on the Cross Timbers Orthopedics injury update. Nobody really any significant injuries at all tonight. I know Dr. Jim Herbertson from Cross Timbers Orthopedics talked to Clayton Harmon in the first half. Saw him limping off the field a little bit. He got his foot stepped on 2 weeks ago, and then Clayton told Dr. Herbertson during the game he also had a cut on that foot, which made him just a little gimpy. But, you know, Clayton's one of those guys, it seems like whenever they snap the ball, he gets healthy real quick.
Inside handoff up to about the 43-yard line. Thanks, Steve. And Dante Hayward, I believe, no, it was not Hayward. It was Williams, I believe. No, not even yet. A new running back in the game, 22, Reggie Overton, taking the carry. And he was halfway through the line, Johnny, holding that ball on his side hip pad.
Yeah, he's a little bitty guy. They don't have weights and heights, but I'm thinking 5'7", maybe?
Maybe. 145 pounds. Second down and 7 for the Bulldogs.
That's Hollinger numbers in high school right there.
Roll out to the near side for Bradford. Throwing the deep ball. Has a great arm and an open receiver. Hill makes the catch diving at the 3-yard line. It is a completion, and J.D. Hill got way behind the defensive backs on the near side as they bid up on the play action, and we got to see a nice arm into the wind.
That's 50 yards, man.
By Bradford, who hit J.D. Hill diving at about the 5 and extends to the 3. So
Coach Copeland is not happy.
Everman has a chance to put more points on the board than any other team has done to Stephenville yet this year.
Hey, excellent point.
Bradford is under center, 2 backs behind him, Williams and Hayward. Bradford under center, running the option to the near side, cuts up, will get across for the touchdown. Larry Bradford scores to extend. Now Everman's points to 12, 43-12 is the score.
And they may go for 2 again.
Lining up in the swinging gate.
Talked about Medina going into the game a while ago, and he came limping out just a moment ago. Coach Schillenlaw working on him down on the sideline.
Everman will line up with the more traditional extra point now as they swing the gate back across. Whose fight song is that Everman's playing?
Theirs.
College fight song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess I just don't have the same repartee that you and your morning show buddy have.
I think you're right.
Yeah, working on me like that. They will go for 2. Will Bradford throwing out, trying to make the catch. It is. The 2-point conversion is made on the throw to Dominic Williams. 43-14 is our score. That is the end of the Texas Bank third quarter. We go to the fourth. Stephenville leading 43-14. We're back in 1 minute. Twelve minutes to play as we start the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Everyone getting set to kick off. Johnny?
That thunderstorm update.
Brought to us by?
By me. I just wanted to let you know on that. National Weather Service saying that it'll probably hit the Stephenville area about 11 o'clock tonight. Palo Pinto County now under severe thunderstorm warning with the hail and the 80-mile-an-hour winds.
Big toe punch kick will chase Hunter back to inside the goal line. He will give the ball to Feltz, who will then give the ball to Mackens on the far sideline. Across the 20, makes a cut up to the 30-yard line, and I think that's the most challenging thing to call as a play-by-play man is the return of the starburst.
Yeah. So that storm is continuing to build and hold what it's built so far. So the National Weather Service again predicting that it'll hit the Stephenville area around 11 o'clock tonight. So we need to maybe tell somebody on the sideline we need to get this thing rolling.
Well, and if it has anything of the punch it did when it was in Abilene, which is still there, if you missed this earlier, in Abilene, winds of excess of 82 miles an hour in golf ball size hail.
And they say that the same thing, it should be in Mineral Wells about 10:30.
Briles still in the game, pitches out on the far sideline, going out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Could not tell who took the pitch. We'll wait and see. No, it was Josh Wooten took the pitch for a gain of about 7 on the play. Sets up 2nd down and 3, and you can see quite a lightning storm off to the northwest as we sit up here in the booth.
Yeah, you ought to be able to see a storm in Palo Pinto County from here fairly easily.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Jackets, 11:38 to go here in the Techstar Ford 4th quarter. Briles under center, 2 backs behind him. Give to the 2nd man through. That's Walker. Finds a seam on the outside to the 45, makes a cut to the 47-yard line, and a flag will come down. And this 1st down will be negated as he had made a nice pickup of about, 10 yards. But let's wait and see on the flag as this one will be coming back.
In fact, let's see where the point of the infraction. It may be way back around the, no, they're going to move it up to the 43. So he ends up with about a 5-yard gain, and then they'll take the yardage off of that.
Well, let's talk about some of the guys getting some playing time right now. I see, let's wait, is it 65? It is John Gilbert getting some playing time right now. This will move the ball all the way back to the 32-yard line.
Smithwick is in there on the offensive line.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Jackets.
Kagan's still over at tackle on the far side, and
Sterling.
Center, is that Sterling?
Sterling is running the center right now. Briles is in shotgun. 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Briles in some trouble. Now the inside pitch is incomplete.
The shuttle pass that you love so well.
That's why I love it. How ugly did that look right there? Excuse me, but that's why I get on my soapbox against that play. And it has nothing to do with the Jackets. I just don't like that play.
Yeah. Remember the Cowboys when they brought that to prominence, really? I mean, was that in the Danny White era when they did that? I think it was.
Would he do that to Tony, or who would get that pitch?
Yeah, it would probably be Dorsett because, yeah, because I believe that was the era when I remember them bringing that in. And the neat thing about that is if they drop it, that's all it is. It's
right.
A complete pass.
Briles is under center. Once again, 3rd down and 9. Play action as he rolls to the far sideline. In a little bit of trouble. He sets up. Now he's in a lot of trouble. He'll go to the far sideline. Now throw it deep. Has a receiver, but it's underthrown. Briles just did not have enough time to get enough on that football, and it becomes 4th down. And now the Jackets in their own end of the field will have to punt into this wind.
Now this is the 2nd punt, but really just the 1st, isn't it? Because the last one...
Oh, that's right, because it was fumbled, and then he just picked up the ball and ran. So this is actually the 1st punt of the game for Toby. Jackets with about half the linemen they need, and this is a lot of confusion going on, and Walker's late coming out onto the field.
Bad news. Jackets did not score in the 11-minute period of the 4th quarter.
Unless somehow, well, no, they can't
11.
even do it now. Toby Neal gets the snapback. Kick is away. He is run over, but they'll say it was tipped was the ball, so he will not be allowed to give a personal foul to. Man, I don't know. The ball will go all the way to the 45-yard line of Everman, 23 yards on the kick.
Well, that was close, wasn't it, of Toby getting hurt?
The referee standing right there declared that it was tipped, and so that he's free game then. Yeah. But I really didn't see that as the lightning becomes much more consistent to our northwest now.
Hey, the wind's still out of the south, though, so that's
a good sign for right now.
Steve Ross out there shagging
Did
the
you
ball.
look at Steve Ross out on the field with the football around the 30-yard line, getting a clap from some of the Can fans in front of him?
Ross out on the field of a Stephenville Yellowjacket, ranked #1 in Class 4A while the game is in progress.
How about that? You know, that's the guy.
He could tell his grandkids that.
That's the man we'll get to in just a minute. His record in church league basketball. Deep throw and way open, but over his head. The intended receiver was Jesus almost. And
now imagine 30 years from now when he's got grandkids, how that story will be embellished.
I mean, this is the guy that brags that he has the church league basketball record for making 28 layups in a row in warm-up.
Let's go.
Let's let him defend himself right now.
No, Boots, you're wrong on that. I led the church league, Parker County Church League, in warm-up rebounds made after made baskets.
Okay, we got it.
And I helped the team there on that, where I got that ball. I'll tell you how right after this play.
We'll stay with you.
We'll come right back.
We're stretching now, you can tell. 10.5 to go. 43-14, Stephenville. Draw play goes to Williamson. Hello, Mr. Harmon.
There you go. That's what Coach Copeland wanted to see.
All right, Stevie, go back to you now.
All right, here's what happened. Brent Virgin, even Nelson working on their kicking over here into the net. Well, as that play was about to start, they one of those balls where they were warming up for field goals caromed off the side of the net and rolled onto the field. Well, they looked at each other and knew they couldn't go out there and get it because that's 12 men on the field. So I looked at them and I said, guys, I got this one.
Will they let you try to kick one?
No, I don't think they want that. I might miss the net.
It's a reverse coming to the near side for the Bulldogs. A seam inside the 45, inside the 40, down to about the 36-yard line. Taking the reverse was 35.
So you're back to what he said there just a minute. So you're telling me if one of those guys, it would be a 12-man. But if Ross runs out there, it's not a 12th man. Huh?
Well, you know, you can't break the huddle with 12 guys. Well, let's go back. I'll turn this mic on. Go ahead, Stevie.
I don't think anybody would ever count me as a football player.
Okay, that's what I thought.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Stephenville 36-yard line. Play action now. Bradford setting up, throwing out in the flats. Is it a completion? Yes, it is. A nice catch. Made just short of the yardage needed for the first down. It's Dominic Williams.
Parks got a little tangled up with one of the offensive linemen down there, and he just kind of, the guy's on top of him, so he just kind of squatted him up in the air.
Good thing about that pass being just short of the yardage needed for the first down.
Yeah.
Clock still runs.
Yeah, that is an excellent point.
9-12 and counting here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. 43-14, Stephenville on top of Everman. Play action now. A draw is given in the backfield. Good running room inside the 25 to the 20, but it closes quickly because up is Jeff Spott from his cornerback position, as that time Jacques Turrentine, who had the reverse run a while ago, makes the carry on the draw.
Well, obviously Everman would like to get another touchdown on the board here as the clock now runs after they set the chains.
Boy, and how different does a scoreboard look the next morning between 43-21, between that and 43-6?
Yeah. Well, in case you weren't here and you're listening, it was total domination by the Stephenville Yellowjackets.
Bradford with a snap back to him. Inside give again to Turrentine inside the 20. Cuts up to about the 18-yard line. It was not Turrentine. We'll wait to see who they up.
Is that 30, I think?
Well,
if you're not going to block anybody, get out of my way.
If it was his Farron Taylor, let's see.
I think it was.
It was Farron Taylor.
Was that 85 that he pushed out of his way?
Everman has about 6 backs that are all exactly the same size.
Tinsley, he finally just said, here, shove you into the pile.
Get out of my way.
Get out of my way.
Second down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Ball at about the 19-yard line. 7:57 and counting in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. Bradford taking the snap. It's over his head back at the 25-yard line, but he dribbles it and picks it up and then escapes inside the 20 to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Well, that's what pure physical talent will do for you, Johnny. The snap goes over your head. You dribble a football once. All the pursuit is run by you. You go to the left side, cut back against the grain, pick up the touchdown, and now you've scored 20 points. (43-20). Here's our score at the 7:42 mark. And
you know, if we give away a VCR tonight, it's going to be a miracle. I think the first quarter was the only shutout quarter.
Everman will be going for 2. Bradford sends one man in motion to the far side. He is in shotgun. Snap back to him, setting up. They're setting up the screen across the middle. The ball is caught, but not enough to get across the goal line. Nice job by the defense to respond to the screen set up. The extra point conversion is no good. 7:42 to go in the Techstar. And welcome back. This is scaring me. Steve Ross on the sideline is talking to the side judge right now. We'll find out what that conversation was right after this kick. That ought to be pretty good. Stevie, tell him about the weather so he can keep the clock rolling. All right, Everman. All right, Stevie, go ahead.
Well, I just told him that I need the letter for this game.
Oh,
gosh.
You were on the field. You're right.
Kickoff will come to Mack as it goes through his hands and then out the back of the end zone. So Steve will start first and 20. And Steve, what would that letter read? Something like?
No, actually, I just told the official that there was a pretty significant storm coming this way with hail and lightning, and that we should be able to get the game done before that. And he told me to make sure we kept him informed on that because they don't want to take a chance with anybody.
Sure.
All righty. Thank you, Stevie. 7:34 to go here in the Techstar Ford fourth quarter. And no, not the crowd mic is not turned down. It's just, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's...
This game was over a long time ago, and...
Well, it is 10:30, and there was some suggestion that that front might be here around 11, and we're not quite halfway through the third quarter, so we'll hope we can run some time off and get this thing over with.
Inside handoff to Walker. Walker gets to the 25, 26-yard line, a gain of 6-4. That young man, first and
6-yard chunks will get it over with in a hurry.
Thank you. It'll be 2nd and 4, 7:22 and counting. Well, I think if you believe in things like the way scores look, that I think Stephenville would like to get another score on the board.
Yeah, I think you're right.
50-20.
It'd be good for this offense to put 50 points on the board. Not important, but I think it would look good.
Walker across the 30-yard line, enough for the first down, a pickup of about 5 on the play. So the clock will stop momentarily as they set the chains. It'll be 1st and goal to go for the Jackets at the 31-yard line. Some people a little slow getting up, and that's some Everman Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah, they had one that was laid on by about 3 other guys.
And mainly his own teammates. Well, look at his teammates making him get up.
They're going, we want to go home too. Let's go.
Well, they attend to the player. Let's go over some of the scores we got, Johnny.
Well, last we heard on the Brownwood score was 64-17, and we don't have an update. A fourth quarter. Surely these games got to be close to being over. Cleburne was up over Burleson 34-6. That one final we had was early over San Saba 9-0. Breckenridge was on top of Cisco 14-0. And it was Goldthwaite 28, Winters 21. That was in the third quarter.
Score by quarter. Can I get that from you, Mr. Cobb? It's 13-0, then 29-6 at the half, and then 43-14 at the end of the third quarter. And then since that time, Everman has scored. Run out to about the 35-yard line, a pickup almost 4 on the play.
You think Coach Briles is trying to get this game over with? 3 plays right up the middle.
6:26 and counting.
He's telling those guys, we're going to run between tackles because I don't want anybody going out of bounds. All right.
6:17 and counting. And this has the potential to be one of the fastest fourth quarters we've ever played. 2nd down and actually 7. Briles is still in the game under center, 2 backs behind him. Pitch to the near side is Josh Wooten. Wooten will try to cut up, gets inside the 35 to the 45, out to the 48 to the 49-yard line, and they keep the clock running as Mr. Wooten did a nice job of tight-roping the sideline, or did he?
Yep.
Yes, he did. Yep. He stayed inbounds. They keep the clock moving. And
whether he did or not, they gave it to him.
That's the type point I was trying to make to you, Johnny.
I got you.
I think the officials saw that maybe he's on the sideline, but he cut back up. Let's keep the clock running.
Not going to decide how this game ends up.
Good hard running for Wooten. Gets them out to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Jackets. 5:40 and counting. Stephenville 43.
Walker may get a chance now.
Everman 20. Yes, he does. Handoff over the left side, and he will go nowhere. Good tackle on the left side, and a lot of
credit the Everman Bulldogs, though, Boots. You know, they're still playing hard. They really are.
Getting a little excited about things they're doing. Gain of 1 is the spot. 5:13 and counting. And you're seeing a lot of the first teamers, with the exception of some of the skills players, with some of the backs, I should say, staying in the game. And I think that's just a sign of a young offense still early in the season, trying to get as much work as they can.
And they did just have a 2-week layoff.
Wooten gets a pitch, cuts up inside the 50, down inside the 45 to almost the 44-yard line, a gain of about 7 on the play.
Good hard running there.
You know, his running style reminds me of like a Eric Dickerson or a very upright runner that makes a nice cut and is very north and south with his running approach. 3rd down and about 2 for the Jackets at the 4:31 mark. And the way they're doing right now, about 3 more first downs might be about it.
Aaron Collier coming out of the game.
3rd down and 2 for Stephenville. Briles under center. Handoff over the left side. In some trouble was it Wooten again? Now, is that a flag or is that the ball coming loose? I saw the official on the far side throw one of his beanies.
I think it was the ball was loose. A little short of the first down if Stephenville still has possession.
It will be 4th down, and Stephenville will need about a yard. So do you punt here, or do you just go ahead and keep it going so that you can keep the clock running?
The latter.
I think so. It's actually less than a yard needed, 3:45 and counting. You know, even if Stephenville converts a few more first downs, I have a feeling we'll start to see the knee here in a little bit.
Yeah, they're getting pretty close to that time if they can get this first down.
Briles is under center. Hand off to the first man through. That's Haney, and he did not get there, and it will be stacked up for a loss. Ball will turn over on downs to Everman.
Boy, it is quiet in the stadium, isn't it? Other than the wind blowing.
Ball will turn over on downs to Everman. I don't even think they'll measure.
Let's hope not.
They are going to measure. What kind of spot must he have gotten for that?
Well, it is pretty close. It looks like maybe the half the length of the football. So it's pretty close.
But I'm saying I think Haney was given a wonderful spot.
It's about time.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
They're going to have to move the ball closer, the change closer to the football to get an exact decision on.
He got it.
He got the first down.
He got it.
What a spot.
Oh, my gosh, I'm glad they did measure it.
I didn't think there was any way. I didn't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, once they set that ball down, it was very close to where they, looking over there at the 42-yard line, and the nose of the ball was right on the 42.
How about that? Well, Stephenville's drive will
clock out.
continue 3:25, and the clock starts to run.
After this play, we'll be under 3 minutes.
What time did the fourth quarter begin?
10:15. So we're 20 minutes into this period. It's not bad.
Briles is under center, one back behind him. Throwing the quick hitter is Briles, but then he'll bring it under himself, and now he'll run out of bounds. I don't know exactly what that was. It was like a fake throw, and then Briles tried to run around a little bit, and then now Briles is a little shaken up. I got a question. Well, that's a way to get your quarterback hurt. I don't know if it looked like a busted play or.
Yeah, like they wanted the hot pass, and it wasn't there, and then he just was trying to get out of bounds. You can just slide down.
Did you notice the official started the clock there even though he went out of bounds?
Yep.
Second down and 12 after the loss. Kendal does stay in the game. Now we'll pitch over to Wooten. Wooten will cut it up inside and get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah.
So it'll be third down and about 11 here.
They'll have to make one more first down. Now, if that referee will wait to whistle the ball in a little bit.
Third and about 11. Boy, he waited a long time.
He milked quite a bit off of it there.
43-20, Stephenville on top. And that's been a long, long football game. Stephenville at one time up.
Stay tuned.
43-6.
Stay tuned right here to KSTV, and Shane will be back in the studio, so he'll keep us kind of abreast of this storm that appears to be heading our way after the game.
Inside trap handoff to Walker. Walker will scoot forward inside the 40, well, to about the 40. Also be giving scores with the scoreboard show after the post-game show is over tonight, and along with, as Johnny said, with the weather updates. 151 and counting here, fourth down and about 8, so I'm sure the Jackets will go for this again at the Everman 40-yard line.
Well, if we could pull one more first down out of our hat, we could just take a couple of knees and this thing would be over. Otherwise, we probably got 3 passes coming our way. The Bulldogs.
Gosh.
Sorry, I mean, it's reality, boys.
Twins to the near side. Briles is in shotgun. Double wing back look as he rolls to the near side. Briles setting up, looking to throw out in the flats. The ball is knocked away. Good defensive play made by J.D. Hill as he knocked the ball away from Avalos. And so that will shut the book on Briles tonight. Briles' final numbers, 7 out of 24 for 80 yards. Tough night for Briles throwing the football tonight. They throwing a special on pizzas, did he say?
Mike Scott sounds like a barker at a carnival right now.
He's pitching in tonight.
He sure is.
29% for Kendal throwing the football tonight. First and 10 for Everman at their own 40-yard line. But didn't really have to have a lot of those passes, did we?
No, you're exactly right.
Trips to the far side, one receiver near side.
Here comes one.
Bradford. Is Bradford still in the game?
Oh, yeah.
He is rolling to the near side, setting up, looking to throw, throwing across the middle, has an open receiver, almost a great catch.
Jump.
Dominic Williams jumped in the air, and I think if he kept running.
He gets it on the run, I think.
Well, I'm impressed with Mr. Bradford's release. It's a nice spiral, and he's got a lot of.
He's going to get some yards passing against some teams in this district.
And I think he's got to get some smaller college looks just because of being 6'2" and about 180, 185, and he's very elusive as we've seen him run the football and as well as he's thrown the football tonight as far as his distance is concerned.
He's definitely a good athlete.
Second down for the Bulldogs in 10, 1:10 remaining in the ball game.
Pass number 2 coming.
Bringing us the fourth quarter, 43-20. Looking to throw again is Bradford. This one's tipped and it's almost picked off.
I'll give it to him.
Almost coming up with the interception for the Jackets was Silva as the ball was tipped around the line of scrimmage. 104. Now the Lightning is very consistent off to the northwest. 3rd and 10 for Everman.
And pass number 3 coming up. I guess there might be 4 passes. I didn't think about him not making it.
That's what I was thinking, Steve Ross, who's made his way in the booth. Let's pick one off for a score. Bradford again is under center, 43-20, Stephenville on top. Draw play, going to Williams, finds enough room for the first down inside the 48 to the 47. Johnny cheered because they're going to keep the clock running as soon as they set the chains.
Set it.
Does Everman have any timeouts left? We haven't thought of that.
Probably.
52 seconds remaining. We saw that last 2 weeks ago out of Round Rock. 1st and 10 at the Stephenville 48-yard line.
Yeah, y'all don't leave the booth down there yet, boys.
Bradford under center. Play action, Bradford setting up, looking to throw the deep ball on the far sideline. Has a receiver, it's up, and it's picked off. Coming back the other way is Phelps. Phelps at the 15, the 20, looking for the wall. Cuts inside to the 25 to the 26-yard line, and that one will finish it off tonight. 28 seconds are remaining, and the Stephenville offense will come out onto the field. And Kendal runs up to Coach Daddy Briles and says, no, have a seat.
You're finished.
You're done for the night.
All right. So we take a knee 3 times. They call 3 timeouts to get the ball back.
I don't go with that prediction.
Well, that sends them scurrying to the parking lot.
I think they have been scurrying for about an hour and a half. 43-20, Stephenville on top. 28 seconds remaining. Time?
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and be honest about this. I lost interest in this game about 8:45.
Petronas on the handoff to Walker. Walker in a lot of trouble in the backfield.
That ought to do her, boys.
Please let the clock run. 19 seconds and counting, and that will do it as Petronas comes to the sideline and Art claps his hands twice and heads to the other side. Stephenville will go to 4-0 on the year, and they will go to 1-0 in District 6-4A play. Everman 2-2, 0-1 in 6-4A play. Our final tonight from Tarleton State University's Memorial Stadium. Stephenville 40.